God. Welcome to another episode of the Small Town Podcast. This is your boy, Tim Balch. It's your host, and your boy, however you want to do it. This is going to be episode 6. This is a really fun episode. It's with my buddies in Inner Temple. They're a great band from Wilkes-Barre. They have a new record coming out called Burden. They are super goofy dudes. They wear flannel. They are your grunge rock and rollers from across the way. And they're also really super nice and really cool. I had a great time hanging out with them. We drank some NoFX beer. Well, I was the only one doing that, but, who's keeping score, right? Sort of on like a down note, during the recording, we found out that Vern Troyer, the actor who played Mini-Me in Austin Powers, passed away. So that sort of put a damper on things, but, we kept trucking. We kept moving it along. R.I.P. Vern Troyer. I loved you in The Love Guru and your small part in that because you hung out with Mike Myers a lot, and good for you, man. Made your career. That and The Surreal Life, when you peed on stuff. Vern Troyer, shouts out. Great conversation with Inner Temple. I'm going to take this time to plug some of the dates that I have for the bands that I'm in. If you haven't already, go check out the new Broseph Gordon-Levitt music video for our song Lavender. It's the last one with our drummer Trey. He is leaving the band to join the Navy, and it was a great time. It was a fun video. It was directed by Drew Grahn, who is a fantastic videographer and also happens to play bass in Andros. Andros also has a video coming out. We're just waiting on the master track with the songs that we did from Lumberyard with Nick and Ace and those guys, and they were really cool, and we're still working with them. And also Brandish has a couple shows coming up, one on April 28th at Century Bar in South Philly, and then also Cinco de Mayo we're playing at the North Penn Social Club over in North Wales on May 5th. It's a Saturday night. Should be lit. It's going to be dope. But without further ado, we'll get to the conversation. Had a really good time talking with Dustin and Kevin. Kevin is off mic. I don't have enough mics for Kevin to talk. So he talks, but you can hear him in the back. I know it's kind of annoying, but, just really listen in. Just turn your speakers up and you can hear him in the back. And you're not going to want to miss what he has to say because he's a goofball. All right. Take care. We just start winging it from there. Dustin, what's up,
going on, man?
How do you pronounce your last name? Schumacher?
Schumacher. Yeah.
I should have just went like Dustin Schumacher, just like really just confident about it.
German names, man. They'll get you every time.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the Balch Pad.
Seriously, thanks for having me. I really appreciate this.
Anytime, man. Thanks for expressing interest and wanting to do it.
Always.
Inner Temple Sick. You guys have a sick new record.
Thank you.
Is it out yet? Like when did it drop yet? Okay.
Nope. So unreleased.
So what's the tentative due date? Like what's the...
So right now it's being pitched out to labels.
Right.
And we're seeing what happens there.
Word up.
And we're going to kind of go from there.
Okay.
You know, see who bites and then just go from there, really.
Word up, man. Well, it sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, you were one of the very few who have heard it.
Yeah. And like I've heard, stuff that you guys play live.
Yeah.
And you guys were saying like, yeah, we got this new record coming out.
Yeah.
Like here's one off of it. Like when you guys played at the Episcopal Church in Quakertown.
Yeah.
That place has like 4 names. Like it's like Episcopal, Emmanuel. It's like a fucking mouthful, man.
Episcopal. I can't even say it.
Emmanuel. Like what denomination is that? Like
Emmanuel. Episcopalian.
Episcopalian.
My family's Episcopalian.
I
don't know what the fuck Episcopalian is.
Isn't Episcopalian a fish? I thought it was a fish. I'm gonna look that shit up. I think I'm Episcopalian. I don't know. I'm just making sure.
I used to go Episcopalian fishing all the time back home in the woods, man.
It's a good catch around here, man.
Oh yeah, tons of protein.
We can catch 7-8 footers.
Big Episcopalians, they're big motherfuckers.
Yeah, big trophies. You don't want to throw them back. But yeah, dude, check this out. I got NoFX beer.
Oh yeah, shit, Pumpkin Drublick beer.
Pumpkin Drublick
That's
beer.
awesome.
Yeah, and they say Punk hasn't gone commercial. They say Punk isn't
Shut
too commercial.
the fuck up. Like Punk's been going commercial for the past 25 years.
I know. You'll see. I'm very dry in my humor. So very sarcastic. But yeah, it's a Stone Brewery. Stone.
Oh, I've had their
Stone Brewing and NoFX.
I've had their one beer with it's a black bottle with a devil on it.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Dirty Bastard or
That's it.
something bastard.
Oh my god. I'm blanking on it. I know exactly what you mean. It's a little devil head.
Yeah. It's like 9%.
Mm-hmm. It's
really good. It's
not
dark.
Raging Bitch, is it? Because that's
No.
that fucking that's that Crazy Artists one where you see like and he does Fear and Loathing shit. Why am I blanking on his name? Ralph Steadman.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It took a while to come to me. There's a beer label that just has all Ralph Steadman art on it.
Okay.
And it's so sick. I'm gonna look that up. I want to know what that is. I like look shit up constantly.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
I had I had like a 6-pack of that Dirty Bastard or whatever it's called by Stone Brewery. Stone Brewery, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Dirty Bastard.
It is?
Yeah. Dirty Bastard. And it's Founders. Dirty Bastard is Founders.
Oh, maybe it's something bastard.
Huh. Stone Brewery.
Bastard.
Arrogant Bastard.
Arrogant Bastard.
That's it.
That's what my dad used to call me.
Because I was thinking, it's like, is it Dirty Bastard? Because that's a fucking rapper, man. He's in the Wu-Tang
ODB.
Clan. Yeah.
Don't even start on hip-hop.
ODP, R.I.P., man.
That's right.
You like hip-hop?
I grew up on
I
hip-hop.
fucks with hip-hop.
Yeah, I grew up on hip-hop. Before I got into rock music.
For real?
Yep. Grew up on hip-hop
Good
first.
for you, man.
Yeah.
What was like what was the big shit when you were a kid? Like,
See, I never...
before rock music, like what was like...
Like what I was into?
Yeah, what you were.
Or like what was happening?
Or like what were you... What did you latch onto? Like what was like the...
Biggie.
Because like... Biggie?
Biggie.
East Coast?
Love Biggie.
All right.
Yeah. Fuck with Biggie hard. Biggie, and then when I
Call
was
me Big
growing up...
Papa.
Well, dude, my Instagram handle is the Notorious DHS.
Oh my god.
Dustin
That's
Henry
it.
Schumacher. And so, yeah, I grew up on Biggie. My brother was big into Pac.
Oh,
My brother's 42. That's how I got all my musical taste. Was from
Your brother's
him.
42?
Yeah. I'm 23.
Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
he's double
He
your
could
age.
be my dad.
2 decades in
Yeah, he could be my
Goddamn,
dad.
son.
Yeah.
How many brothers do you have?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
My other
are you
brother's
like
about
are you like
26.
way late to the party, or was it like he was just super early?
With music?
Well, I mean, like your brother, like how, like when they were born, like age wise.
You gotta ask my mom that one.
Let's get your mom on the phone right now.
All right. Hey,
I
mom.
want to know the fucking family secret.
No, my brother Travis, he's 42, and my mom had him when she was 19.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
different dads. We
Right.
both have different
Oh yeah,
dads.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I feel you. I was just like, I was picturing just like, is it like one older brother, and like you have like,
Well, yeah.
and it was you and your brother like together, or was it like?
Yeah.
It was like you had 2 older brothers and you were just like
No,
super late, like
So the way to cut it down is, so my mom had my brother Travis when she was 19, and then my dad had my brother Chris with somebody else,
word up.
and he's I think 27 or 28.
Okay.
We don't really talk that much, but we know each other.
All right.
You know. And then my mom and my dad was 42 or 43, and my mom was 40 when they
Wow.
had me. So they were late with me. You know what I mean?
My parents were pretty old. Not old, but I mean, like they were they were in their 40s. Like my dad was 40, and my mom was like 35. I want to say, and I have one brother, Chris, who's older. Like a lot of this gear that you see used to be his. Like he moved to Nashville.
Oh, word.
And he just sort of, he didn't want to bring all of his, he's moving in with his future wife, who he's now married to. And he left behind this PA system and that PV bass, that Blue Squire. Like I used all this stuff to like come up and be in my own band and stuff like that. And
kind of like learning off hand-me-downs, right? Yeah, that's cool.
For a while, like all I did was operate on hand-me-downs. So that's why I'm not a huge like gear guy. Like I just kind of like, I could understand music, but like the gear was like sort of tertiary to me. Yeah. Like, and I don't know. Like I can get by, but I mean, like when someone starts talking to me about like JSMs and like just pedals, like, oh dude, like what's your pedal chain? Like what do you put before the gain? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like
whatever sounds good.
And I have an audio degree. That's an audio degree right there. I learned I learned a bunch of shit in audio, and still a lot of it goes over my head.
In case
like I have just enough to do this shit, and like record music and demos and shit. But like, dude, like if it comes to like, oh my god, like I'm so awful with gear. But
just to paint a picture for the audience, his audio degree is on a little shelf, all dusty and kind of hungover.
It's
hanging off.
Where else is it supposed to be? I don't understand where else it's supposed to go.
He's like, I got a degree. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting it right here.
We're supposed to frame that useless piece of shit that just sits on the...
No. You never frame any
doesn't
kind
get
of
me
music
job
degree.
nowhere. Thanks, college.
No, but seriously, with hand-me-downs and everything, you got to use what you got. Yeah. Seriously.
I kind of just had to roll with, what was around me.
Yeah.
This amp, this Marshall cab stack.
Yeah.
It's just like friends that just like we're done with it. Like this head I got from my buddy Ryan, and that cab came from my old guitar player named Andros. Yeah. And he like his cousin like bought like a new one, and he just like adopted that one. He's just like, dude, take my Marshall cab. I'm like, okay, sick. It sounds like dog really shit cool. Now. Like it's just it's utter dog shit now. Just because like I think one of the speakers was blown. Out. Yeah. It's a 412, and it's just like it's bad. Anyway, yeah, dude. Your new record's sick.
Thank you.
So let's get back to music shit. Yeah. Hip hop. You were big into Biggie. And then what was sort of like what got you playing the music that you're doing now?
Well,
what was that transition like?
To kind of go from hip hop into that. So the first rapper I remember hearing was Ludacris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was like
word of mouth first came out.
Okay.
I was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then I think the first rap music video I saw was Slim Shady's Real Slim Shady.
I'm the Real Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Dude, like we had like the same sort of like the Marshall Mathers LP. Like for a little bit I was into like hip hop, and Marshall Mathers LP was like like dude, I was an angry white kid. Like who didn't have that fucking record? Yeah. Like no, I know every word. Somehow I know every word. Yeah. And it's just like it was just excuse me, I'm gonna burp because I'm drinking beer. But like I know every word to this day of the Marshall Mathers LP. And like also I had like Slim Shady LP too, the one before that. With like My Name Is and Guilty Conscience. Oh yeah. And like dude, I was so about it. Yeah. Like
his first few records are incredible. They're incredible.
It always sort of like for me it was always sort of in tandem with like I also liked a lot of like awful rap metal shit that was going on at the time.
Yeah, new metal stuff.
It was just getting thrown at you just like Limp Bizkit and Korn and like all that, which is like Korn sometimes like I don't know. It doesn't speak to me anymore. Like I can understand why I liked it when I was a kid. But
their first record was really good.
The first Korn record?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
That was really good.
I like Life is Peachy. The second one, I really like Life. I don't know why. There's some songs that I'm just like, okay, I get down with this. The first one's good too. I fuck with that. But dude, like that. Yeah, it was like early 2000s, Slim Shady, new metal, and then like pretty soon. That was only like a year or two where I was like really about it, and then like they started doing like MTV2 came out, and then they started doing like more like alternative stuff. Like I was hearing like Saves the Day and like Alkaline Trio and like these newer like kind of emo punk bands that were coming out. Yeah. That like they were like bigger labels were, like taking a chance on. That's the shit like I really like clung to, and I still like that. that time of like 2001, 2002, like emo stuff coming out, that was the shit for me. I'm like, yeah, I relate to that. I can do that.
Yeah.
So like that was like that was my transition. Like, what was that like for you? Like
my transition into, I think it was just, my brother would pick me up from school. My oldest brother, Travis.
Same dude.
He was pretty much, he was honestly pretty much like my dad. My dad wasn't really in the picture.
Okay.
So he would kind of take me to school, pick me up and everything, and then he'd babysit me, and
it's cool having an older brother.
Oh,
I know, dude, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
Me and my older brother were tight, like, right, like, starting, like, in our, like, teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, for a little while, like, when he was, like, 13 or something, like, he was just, like, he didn't want anything to do with me. He was like, he's, like, embarrassed to be around me. Because I was 3 years younger. And then, like, once he hit, like, 15 or 16, he started, like, wanting to hang out with me.
Yeah.
And I was kind of skeeved out. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You want to hang out with me? He's like, yeah, dude, let me take you to school. Let me, like, come hang out with my friends. I'm like, what? Like, that was really cool that he did that because,
yeah, for
like,
sure.
Yeah. So
I
totally feel you on the older brother.
It forms you. Like, it really forms you as a person.
Oh my God, dude. Like,
and he totally shaped me with everything. Music. He was always big into weightlifting, so he got me into weightlifting.
Sick.
I've always done that. But going back to it, he'd take me to school and pick me up. And it was usually like listening to like Ludacris or DMX or Biggie or Pac or Wu-Tang. You know what I mean?
What you really want?
Dude, I love DMX. I love DMX.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. But we're gonna. Then we're gonna. Oh. Oh man, always gets me hyped up.
Y'all go make it. I'm not gonna.
I think you already lost your mind up in here.
Up in here. Podcast is over.
But he would, I'd hear all that music all the time, and I was like really into that. So I'd go to school, and nobody would understand. I'm from out of the country. You know what I mean? It's all country kids.
Oh, the country.
All country.
I thought you were
kids.
like, I'm from Belfast. Like, what?
No. Family's from Germany, but no. I'm from Benton, PA.
Menton?
Benton. Yeah.
Is that up in your Wilkes-Barre?
Yeah, it's outside of Wilkes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, I'd be listening to all this hip-hop music, and the kids would be like, well, what's that shit? That's some fucking shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Like,
and then it's just...
What's that city music?
Seriously, it's just cows and rednecks where I'm from.
Oh, my God.
And there are some cool people, bassist Kevin. Kevin's here today, everybody. Hi, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin? Yeah, Kevin's here. He doesn't have a mic because I can't afford a 4-mic interface, but he's here in spirit.
Yeah, he's really vibey. We push his vocals way back. Yeah, he's really vibey.
If you feel like a breeze going by, that's Kevin.
That's always Kevin.
Kevin talking.
It's always you.
Don't mind him.
And
but yeah, rednecks. Go ahead.
Yeah, so rednecks. What's the deal with that? And so one day my brother picked me up.
They don't even have rednecks. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
They don't.
No, their necks are
really pale.
Their necks are pale. Probably paler than most. Like,
yeah,
so they don't see much sun.
Very, very pale necks. And so one day my brother had picked me up, and he was playing an album that I just loved, and I turned to him, I'm like, what's this? And he's like, oh, this is Nirvana's Bleach. And I was like, what's Nirvana? I was born in 1994.
Okay.
I was born June 2nd, 1994.
Oh my God.
So Kurt had already passed away.
He was already gone, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so my brother had introduced me to that, and I loved it. I remember Negative Creep was on from Bleach. And that riff, just like dum 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 dum.
That's the dirtiest record in the entire world. Like, Bleach is just unbelievable.
It's disgusting.
Dirty.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but like, oh my, it's like you have to listen to it because you're just like,
yeah,
how are they
and
doing
it
this
works. And it worked. The quality of it worked with what it was.
Yeah. And like no one had really, other than like the Melvins
and Mudhoney
and Mudhoney, yeah, like those like early grunge bands. Mm-hmm. Other than that, no one had really heard like music like that. No one had really heard like that kind of really heavy, sludgy, but like had sort of like a little pop element to it. Like,
yeah, because it was coming out of
to put those two together. Like,
yeah, it was coming out of the '80s perfect era. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Everything was perfection.
Oh yeah,
everything was perfection,
and everything was synth. Everything was synthesizer.
Yep.
And now here comes a band that's gonna like use sound to their advantage, and they're not gonna sound like a fucking Boston.
Yeah. Like if we're gonna sing and we're gonna blow out our voices, we're gonna blow out our voices, and you're gonna hear it on the fucking record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just brought back a human quality to music again.
Oh yeah. I mean, like if you were looking at like a less like mainstream impacts, like, and you were looking at just like what the underground was doing, like Bleach, and I would argue Faith No More, the real thing, like where like the records from like what was it, 89 or something,
89,
where it was just like underground music is like going like, it's just like it just made like a puff, like a almost like a Halifax like explosion, just and then of course like it took another like 2 years for it to hit all the radio stations and all the record labels and just be like, okay, this is the way it is now. And then
exactly,
it just nothing was the same after that.
You know, as we go through talking, I'll even talk about, I feel like we're in the 80s era again, and I feel that the revival's coming right back because it all goes in circles.
Oh yeah,
life is a cycle, music's a cycle, you know, it's everything
totally
going back.
There are cycles in like a lot of aspects of any art really, like
definitely
with music and like grunge, especially grunge, like with now, just with how crazy populated or just how crazy connected everyone is now with like the internet and Spotify and like you know record labels, like, you know, there's record labels are so overwhelmed, like we don't know who to sign, so we're just gonna look at like likes, we're gonna look at Facebook followers, we're gonna look at this, so it's just like it's whatever's like, you know, if you're a grunge band, you know, just do it that way. If you're a pop punk band, just fucking do it well.
Oh yeah,
you're not gonna get patted on the back anymore for just playing a particular style of music. Like before, it was like in the 90s and the early, like, you know, Nevermind, post Nevermind, record labels are like, we got to find a Nevermind, we got to find a Nirvana, like right now, like
Bush,
right fucking now, yesterday,
you know.
And so like you would get any band, any Yahoo band that was playing like some sort of like, you know, half-ass like kind of alternative rock that was like maybe okay, you know, they got ate up. They were just like, here's a fucking three record deal, and like, you know, make us money.
It's all about revenue at the end of the day. You
sound
know,
like this band, and then like we'll be cool. And it's just like back then it was like you got patted on the back for just playing a style of music.
Definitely.
Now it's like it's more populated, and like you gotta actually do it. You gotta actually fucking like do something with it. It's like it's hard. It's a little bit more difficult, but you know, it's like, you know, with those bands, you don't, those bands were like kind of copycat, like you don't remember them because they were given this like huge shot and then nothing really came of it. Because they were just handed everything because of what was happening at the time. So,
and I see what's happening too is a lot of people, no one wants to add anything new. You know what I mean? They're kind of just, okay, well,
most people. I think it's tough to say like everybody wants to do, because like obviously like you have to think about it in like a personal thing and be like, what would I want? Like I like this type of music, but what would I want? Do I want like a copycat, like exactly what Nirvana sounds like? Do I want something that like who do you think are the bands now that do grunge like pretty well, or like even like some sort of grunge?
Have you heard of the band Mets?
Mets?
Yeah.
No.
They're from Sub Pop Records.
Okay.
They came out a few years ago, and I think they do it great.
Okay.
They're from I feel like they're from out of country, honestly.
Out of country band, eh? Here, I'll look up.
I think so.
METS?
METZ.
METZ. They are from... Oh, it doesn't say. Toronto.
Canada.
Canada grunge.
Who would have known? Like, who would have thought?
Well, I don't know. Oh, where's Toronto? I always forget the layout of Canada because it's like in districts. It's like Vancouver.
I've never been there.
Because like if whatever
I was made in, from what I hear, I was made in Canada.
Here is like right above Seattle.
Yeah,
it's right on the border. So that doesn't surprise me.
That's true.
You like Big Jesus? You ever heard of Big Jesus?
I faintly know of.
Yo, you would love Big Jesus.
Yeah,
they're really sick.
I'll have to look them up.
What about Super Heaven? You like Super Heaven?
Their first record was good. Their first
when they were Daylight.
Good. Yep.
I actually work with the guitar player, the singer.
Which one?
Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with them at Cold Cuts.
Okay. Yeah, their first record was really good. Jar, right? Jar was great.
Jar, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, Jar was great.
And then,
ours is Chrome, like I said before. I really just feel, I'm not knocking anybody because, of course, what labels want and what bands want is what they want.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but they just kind of lost me on that one.
I think they tried to recapture the spark a little bit.
Yeah. It sounded really modern.
Yeah, and
which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, and I think Will Yip did both records.
Yeah.
And I think when you go through the Will Yip machine, like it's just sort of like, I don't know, there's like a very particular like atmosphere when it comes to like recording with Will Yip, because like He has done so many like huge records in the past like 5 years. He's actually done some of my favorite records in the past like 5 years.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Like Title Fight, like fucking
Yeah,
Balance.
not to cut you
Exposure.
off, but he actually came to us.
No way.
Yeah, Will Yip wanted to record us.
That's a big honor, man.
Yeah, he came to us when Captivity was being made, our first EP.
That's a big honor, man.
Yeah, he came to us and he shot me a message, personal message and everything, and we talked.
He's a good producer. And I don't
He's a good person. Like,
and he's a good guy, yeah.
Yeah, we talked a little bit. I really forget like who reached out to who. Maybe I reached out to him, and then he listened to some of our demos that I had sent him.
Yeah.
And he was really about it.
Yeah.
And I think, don't quote me because this is an old message from a few years ago, but I think he was gonna do a record for like $800.
Whoa.
Yeah. Because he liked what he was hearing, and I don't think he was really huge at the time. You know what I mean?
This was probably like early 2010s, like 2011.
I would say, oh no, it was a little bit fresher than that. I'd say end of 13. End of 13. I think he'd already done Jar. He'd already done Basement. Maybe he was working with Balance at the time.
Okay. I think, yeah, that would make sense because the Balance came out with... That was the first
Things
Will
we think
Yip
we're
record
missing.
that he did was in 13 with like... I forget the fucking Balance record they did. That makes sense. That makes sense though.
Yeah,
but-
he's always done Title Fight. Title Fight's from around our area.
Mhm.
He's always done Title Fight stuff.
Do you guys know Title Fight? Like...
Oh my God. Don't even ask.
we had this discussion with the show.
Yeah.
We were like,
No, we seriously get that asked all the time, and unfortunately, no.
Guys, take a picture.
We don't know Title
you may
Fight.
marginally
but
know
I
Title Fight.
But there's
You may
this
know a
thing-
guy who knows a guy.
No, that's the way it is. It's like 6 degrees of Title Fight.
Yeah.
And so
Jesus Christ.
if you're from our area, you know somebody who knows Title Fight, or they know somebody that knows somebody that knows Title Fight, or they know somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that's related to somebody in Title Fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gotta happen.
Yeah,
It's bound to happen.
seriously.
Well, we're in Wonder Years country right now.
Yeah.
So this
Came out
is the
swinging
town.
from a
Like
Philly
you can
basement.
go, you can look out the window and look at landmarks that Dan Soupy Campbell has pointed out in Wonder
yeah?
Years lyrics. Yeah.
Well, if
Like
you come
Church
through
on Main Street, that one. It's like
yeah, if you
We're right
come
here.
through our area, you have to take a picture in front of the Title Fight Hyperview mural.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what everybody
there?
does. Yeah.
That's in Wilkes-Barre.
Yep.
I
Right
didn't
from
know
the other
that.
side.
I thought it was in some crazy ass like.
No.
Down the street from the other side.
The other side venue, right down the
I'm
street.
totally fucking.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
There's like a driveway.
That's sick.
We're gonna have a mural someday. It's just gonna be Kevin's face
Yeah.
naked. Well, he's gonna be naked. It's just him naked. Yeah,
Just Kevin with a Anthony Kiedis sock
yeah.
and fucking yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers garb. I liked Hyperview when it came out.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's
I
sad.
liked Hyperview.
No. I'm kidding.
So I feel so bad for you.
No. Seriously, I don't. No, seriously, I'll be honest. That was just a joke. I don't want to say anything bad because they worked really hard.
Yeah.
Title Fight worked really hard.
Dude, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like I was wrong about liking. No, like I actually like at first like I was like
I think it was a big risk. It was a really big risk.
It's a huge risk.
And I totally respect them for the risk.
Mm-hmm. And there are, and they had been, and you know more than anybody how long they've been fucking grinding.
Oh my God.
Like leading up to Hyperview, they've been a band from 2003.
Yeah, Kevin, you've seen them live locally before, right? Before they got big.
No, I never saw them.
They were fucking grinding out locally without
Yeah.
a full
At
a full length for like what 6 years.
Yeah.
And they're just putting out demos and EPs. They did a split with the Erection Kids, who became Balance Exposure.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's the first time I heard of them. And then like, you know, they're this new band that like I don't know why I didn't listen to or whatever. And then I think like there was like a Warped Tour up in like I used to go to Warped Tour in Scranton. I used to go to like the fucking Ford Pavilion.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
Yeah.
they used to do Warped Tour up there in Scranton. And
Yeah.
I went to see I was really into 4 Year Strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to say 2010. Don't quote me, but it was probably 2010. And like 4 Year Strong, like you know how Warped Tour is. Like you go to see the band that you like, and then
Yeah.
like, they play like 4 of their most popular songs.
Yeah.
And then they got to get the hell off the stage, and then like you know it's like it's a Mobius strip. It's just like boom, 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 get these bands off.
Yeah.
So like 4 Year Strong is like they play like 1 or 2 of their like big hits that you like, you know, you get, you know, okay, I get it. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna bring our friends up in Title Fight, and they're gonna play a couple songs, and they played they used to have 1 minute songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All they had was these
The
90-second things.
The whole Shed record was amazing. I love Shed.
Shed is great.
When that dropped, holy shit.
But when they played in 4 Year Strong's time slot, I was so upset. 19-year-old me was so fucking mad. I was just like, you motherfucker.
Who the fuck is Title Fight?
And I'm just like, who's this band cutting in on my 4 Year Strong time? I was uppity about it. And
fuck Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah. So who the fuck is this Title Fight band? I was really upset. But and then 4 Year Strong came back and they're like, okay, we got one more. And I'm like, God damn it. I was like, but so at that time, I'm like, fuck Title Fight, but I hadn't really listened to them.
Yeah.
And then Floral Green came out. Mm-hmm. Floral Green was like, okay, I get it. This record rules. Mm-hmm. I was really into Floral Green.
Floral Green was good too.
And I was like, they're doing really cool stuff. The things that they're doing with their guitars is driving me crazy, in a good way. It's making me really hyped. Just really effective use of pedals and reverb and Head in the Ceiling fan. How do you deny that song? It's a great
that is seriously, that is a straight up grungy.
Oh my god,
just spacey
and just pretty much dropping the shoegaze bomb on
oh yeah,
my generation. Of just hey, this is a genre too. And you can use it, and you can use it. And
it was very Pumpkins-esque, very Smashing Pumpkins.
Totally.
Just kind of down playing. And anything that I think about Hyperview aside, because of course Hyperview is just not my taste.
Yeah, I liked it because it had, I don't know, there was just something about it that I was just it wasn't full of itself. It was just we're just being goofballs, having a good time, fucking with our pedals, and they actually made good songs with it. I actually really like Hyperview.
Well, the thing that I will give to Hyperview and Title Fight in general is if you look at their discography, it's all a natural progression. It's nothing sounds unnatural. Going from Shed, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't follow them too hard, but it was Shed and then Floral Green.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
And then straight to Hyperview?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then they had that Last Thing You Forget, it was a compilation of their singles and EPs and and all that bullshit.
But if you go from Shed to Hyperview and you have Floral Green was a perfect middle album.
Totally.
Because it got you ready for Hyperview and coming off of Shed.
It had that super high energy punk.
Yeah.
With some songs, and then they also threw in Head in the Ceiling fan.
Yeah, so it got you ready for the next record.
Totally.
That was it was a smart move. Super smart.
Yeah, because they're just we don't know how long we can keep this really fast. I think Shed is Shed, and nothing else.
It's good to naturally progress.
Nothing else we can say about Shed. That's it. We're good. We can move on. They had to be in their 30s by the time Hyperview came out. They had to be 30.
Do you know how? No.
Hyperview's trying to do the math. If they started the band when they were 18, by the time Hyperview came out, they would have been 30.
Oh shit.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be a band, and now having gotten this big success, this trajectory so late in the game.
Yeah. That and their grind was awesome, because I know a few people, of course, who knew them, went to school with them and everything, and they would show up to school and then they'd be worried that they wouldn't be able to finish school because we have a tour in Japan. What do we do? So the constant grind is something. I think Kevin over here can vouch. We grind hard too. We're always grinding.
Gotta grind, man.
And so I respect anybody. If you want to flip cheeseburgers at McDonald's, grind as hard as you can to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I got mad respect for it.
Kurt Cobain fucking cleaned toilets.
At his high school he dropped out of.
The high school he dropped out of.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking commitment.
Seriously.
Talk about committed to your craft. That's you don't care as long as you make money, as long as you can, fund yourself.
Support it. I mean, you have to believe in yourself and you have to grind hard, because everybody out there is grinding. You got to grind even harder. You have to stick out some way.
There's no room. I've been saying this. There's no room for thinking that you're raw, people telling you you're talented all the time, or people telling you just do this and they'll make it, just be this way. It's not enough. You really have to dive in. You have to you can't just stay on the sidelines and be hey, I do the same thing all the time and I don't change, and I'm the same way, and people's told me I'm okay the way I am.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like people, like it's good to get positive feedback.
Yeah.
But like you gotta have like invested interest. You have to like
definitely.
You gotta know what other people are doing. You gotta know where things are going. You gotta know like what the big thing is coming up now. Like you gotta stay up with it because otherwise it's just gonna fucking blow by you and like you're gonna be left in the dust.
Yeah, and it's
like, and everything moves so quick now.
Yeah, and compliments are great, like you had said, but sometimes it takes you away from grinding. Because you think, these people think I'm this way, so I might as well just
start resting on your laurels.
Yeah, and like we practice 3 times a week. Our band,
3 times.
We practice 3 times a week.
That's commitment.
Yeah, we practice 3 times a week.
We barely practice. We practice maybe once a week, just because like we're all so fucking busy, man. Like we're just like, I go to school. Our drummer Tom, he's a teacher.
Yeah, and
that doesn't really. He is arguably the most like. He's the one that always was like, yo, I'm ready to practice. Like, let's do this. But I'm in school. Chris is in school.
Definitely.
Drew for a little while worked for the Sixers.
Oh, so wow.
He would work these like long hours, like doing like videos for the Sixers. And so like, we all just have these things that kind of take us away from band stuff.
Totally, yeah.
But like, it makes for a more valuable like. It makes for a more valuable time, like when we actually get together.
It feels good.
It's like, all right, what do we? It's like go time,
and it's decompression
like,
time too.
We got a show coming up. What are we gonna play?
Yeah,
like we got this. I got this recording session set up. Like, what are we gonna like? What songs you want to do?
And you're in so many projects too.
Yeah, dude. I don't have time to like fucking, bojangle around and be like, okay, well, let's just see what happens. Like, no, we got a plan.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like you gotta have that intensity now. Like, I'm like 20. I'm gonna be 28 in July, and I've been doing this. I've been doing band stuff like. Practicing with bands, writing music, making records since I was 14.
Wow.
So I'm coming up on my like half of my life doing this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I spent a lot of time and I also wasted a lot of time, like in that same breath. Because like, I remember like even like first years of college, like practicing and being like, all we wanted to do, like all they wanted to do was like smoke weed, and this is like these are other guys, and these are younger versions of like my band, other bands that I was in at the time. But they wanted to just hang out, like smoke weed and like just like kind of be away from our parents and be away from our jobs and just like so it was just like I remember just being annoyed, like just in the back of my mind being irritated that things weren't happening quick enough.
Right. And
I was just like, oh, I wanted more. I wanted a little bit more. And I was just like, that's a big reason why I started Andros, because like I was just writing songs on the side and they were just piling up, and I'm just like, why don't I just fucking like do something with it? Why
do
don't
my
I
own
just,
shit?
Yeah.
So
the first, I did everything on the first Andros record. Drums, guitar, bass. I did all
nice.
of it. And then
it's awesome.
I got like, because I heard about the first Foo Fighters record.
Oh yeah.
And Dave Grohl did all the shit, and I'm just like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I was so stoked. But then like at that point I was like, I want to get a band. Like I want to start playing out. Like I want to tour. I want to. So that's where that started. That was 2011. So we're going on 7 years being a band.
Wow. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
Like seriously, to just have that inner determination.
I mean, like it's just I've always liked being in a band.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing when I was a kid. Like I know I'm sure you can imagine like, when you were a teenager and like trying to figure out like what's your thing, like what is the thing that you most belong to.
Yeah.
Because like were you in like football? Did you do any sport type of things? Like you're a big guy.
No, I see we didn't have football at our school. I think
have a football team?
No, I think
ship you off to a different
you went somewhere else. And I think is it true that like someone from our school killed somebody?
What?
Was that true? Because that was a rumor I heard. Like in school, the reason we didn't have a football team is because one of the country bumpkin kids tackled another kid and totally just broke his neck.
Oh, well, that's football. I mean, like...
I can see it happening.
See, I don't know. It was a rumor. It was a rumor when I was in school,
But I just think they're...
But no, see, I got into bodybuilding and weightlifting.
Okay.
So I'm really big. I got, of course, I just did it online, but like I got my certification with like nutrition, certification with exercise science, stuff like that.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I did that, and that's one of my hobbies. That's a big hobby of mine outside of music when I'm trying to decompress.
Yeah.
You
sort of like try and take care of yourself. Try to
Yeah, because I think, I mean, it goes along with the music, you know.
Yeah, you gotta take care of-
You've seen our live shows, like it's just energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to be out of breath.
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what I mean?
you gotta clean your house. I mean, like you're working all week, and then you got bullshit to deal with. You got bills. You got fucking taxes you gotta worry
my God.
about.
I don't think I even filed mine yet. I think I'm way too late.
Dude, you're way too. You're going to jail, motherfucker.
Oh, really? Does that happen?
See you later.
I'm sure eventually. You'll just hang out with Wesley Snipes and
Tax evasion.
DMX. You can hang out with your hero.
Thank God.
Your rap hero.
Thank God. We're gonna make records in prison together about tax evasion.
You know DMX doesn't know how to work a computer.
Oh yeah.
Really?
You know that?
Really?
There's a video. If you could find this video, it's fucking amazing. There's a video of DMX. He's on a radio show, and the DJ she hears about it and like mentions it. She's like, I hear you don't know how to work a computer, and DMX is just like, oh well, and then she brings her laptop over to him and just like just Google something, just search anything, and he literally I'm not shitting you. This is what he does. He looks at it and just goes. He throws his hands up. He has no idea that it was open. That it was on Google. The page was on Google. All he had to do was type something.
Oh, man.
And he's just like, I don't know. DMX does not know how to work a computer, which makes sense because he got caught for tax evasion. So, when you put all that shit into the hands of other people.
Yeah, and I just confessed to tax evasion.
Yeah, you did, dude. He's confessed to a felony. All of this was a slick ploy
by the government, by Donald Trump, by Donald J. Trump.
You just got entrapped.
No, but seriously, how do I fix
Cohen
that?
Is in the other.
What do I do?
Michael Cohen is in the other room, like waiting.
Oh God.
All right. I did it a couple times.
Oh, you're confessing too? Our whole band is full of tax evaders.
Inner Temple, the criminals of grunge.
That's true grunge right there. Not paying the man.
Yeah. This is our next song, Taxes Theft. Thank you very much. Oh, dude, that's funny. Yeah, you're way too late filing taxes.
Yeah, seriously, no. I don't know what to do now.
All right.
Don't they send you a letter like, hey, you fucked up,
Yeah,
just
like
pay
I
us?
had my taxes pulled for last year. They pulled like stuff I owed like 2 years ago. Like they'll catch up.
Okay.
You know?
They're the IRS. They figured it out. They're the IRS. Let them figure it out.
I'm not getting.
Man, they send you the bill and make you add it up. I don't know.
I'm not getting rid of my gear. They can take everything else, but not
Uncle
my
Sam
gear.
knows how much I make. Why do you need me? Like, let me go about my.
Seriously.
Why do you need me to like repeat? Like,
Yeah.
Because HR Block and TurboTax lobby the government every year.
Just ask the
order for us.
Just ask the Russians. They have all my information.
Exactly.
Just ask
Don't
Mark
fuck with the
Zuckerberg. He's got
Russians.
everything on.
Don't fuck with the Russians.
He's got everything on me. I'm sorry. They're probably listening.
Well, always.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh my god. I don't even have like an iTunes deal with this. I just like I just post this on like YouTube and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of want to figure out like I know like you're not supposed to like Louis C.K., but I always liked Louis C.K.'s like distribution style.
Okay.
Where like you kind of just have your own website and you just kind of distribute it that way.
Yeah.
And then like have people pay like what you set, because like I feel like if I do it with iTunes, like they're getting like money that like I would probably want, and then like not as I wouldn't reach my target audience like.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I got to trade that off with like not that crowd of people.
Right.
Won't get like I won't get to there as quickly as I would if I would just kind of release these independently.
Is there a happy medium like Spotify or Google Play or?
I haven't really explored it. I've just been kind of like boosting on Facebook and Instagram and seeing. This is episode 6, I think.
Okay.
I've only been doing this for like a year.
Cool.
And I took like months off from doing this because we were like I was on tour a lot. I toured with Branch a little bit, toured with Andros. It's just like life got like really crazy, and I just couldn't do as many episodes. But now like and it showed because like I went to do an episode like this with my buddy Jeff.
Yeah.
And my interface just like crapped out. I was just like I
Oh,
couldn't get a
man.
signal. Like we have trouble enough. Like he and I like would have trouble enough scheduling, like coordinating,
Yeah.
trying to get like a day that we can do it. Because like he would be like, let's do this Saturday. I can't. And I'm like, okay, what about this one? I'm free this one. And I'm just like, dude, I got a wedding.
Not
Like I
gonna
can't
work
do
for
it.
me.
And so it's like we finally found a Saturday to do it, and we get literally here. You sitting where you're sitting, and
Yeah.
like the microphones won't read.
Oh.
Like it's just like we're getting a signal from the interface, but like my computer won't read it. It's just like sorry.
So is this the same interface or a new one?
This is a brand new one I bought.
Okay.
It's Scarlet. And it's working like a dream, man. It sounds really good. Like when I like record demos, like I recorded like on that acoustic.
Nice.
It sounds really nice, man.
Nice. I like how the lights light up when we talk.
I do too. Obviously, very futuristic.
Oh,
Listening to me.
Mine just went red.
Yeah, that's because you're peeking. I gotta.
I'm a peeker.
He's peeking. I'm a shower, not a grower.
Peek, 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 peek.
Oh, dude. Oh my god. I just gotta say this. I saw Super Troopers 2 last night.
Oh, I so wanted to see that.
It's so good.
Really? You know, it only got 1.5 stars online.
Oh, fuck that.
That's
Like,
what I said. I was like, the critics aren't gonna.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber
Get
2,
it.
You know, you
Why
gotta
the
do
fuck would I like go and see like, well, I wonder what the critics think about this?
Yeah.
No.
Robert Ebert said this sucks dick. I'm not going to see it.
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down.
It was hysterical. It was like,
Yeah.
are you a fan of the first one?
I love the first one.
Oh my god.
Love the first one.
We're friends now. That's our
Okay.
that's our bond. It's like we
All
were
right.
Super Troopers.
I was hoping we were friends before that, but if that's what it took, okay.
I was wary. I was on
He
the,
was like, I don't know anything about this grunge guy.
I was on the fence up until now. Motherfucker in flannel and a beanie coming up in my apartment, talking to my microphones. Super Troopers makes it cool though. It was really good though. It's a lot
long-
like the first one.
How long is it?
It's only like an hour and a half.
Okay.
It's
All right.
really not long. I mean, like there's really not enough to qualify for like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Were they like
goofy.
progressing it, or was it just kind of like same stuff repeated?
it was weird. There's sort of a mix between
Just
like,
enough to get you like, ha, I remember that.
there's
Okay.
some self-referential stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Because they definitely, and they can get pretty shameless about it. They can be like, they'll do like, you know, just for example, I'm not going to ruin the movie,
Breaking
but
the third wall.
yeah, or sort of like they will do jokes for specifically for people that came there that like love the original.
Okay.
They do like I'm trying to think of like one that's just like they took right from the first movie.
Well, they definitely have some meows in there.
Oh yeah,
There's
they got
meows.
meows. They brought Jim Gaffigan back to do the
Nice.
same bit, to do the same thing. So like it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
like that is sprinkled throughout the movie, like pretty.
But tastefully.
It's pretty conservative though.
Okay.
So I mean, like they do it, and like it's not like the whole movie where it's like, okay, I get it, but they do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like the new jokes that they do are fucking hilarious. Like at one point, like a bear shows up like in the police station.
Yeah.
Because they're in Canada,
Uh-huh.
and a big fucking grizzly bear shows up and they have to like figure out like how to get the bear, and they try and distract it. Like it's actually really funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I want to see that so bad. Did you go baked?
Pretty baked, yeah.
Yeah. That's why it was funny. See,
Only because I thought it was a requirement. Because
Roger Ebert or Roger
that was the
and
cost
Ebert.
of admission. They just like looked at your
One's
eyes.
dead. I'm pretty sure one
Oh.
of them's dead.
Either way, Robert only gave it
I think they're
1.5
both
stars.
dead. I think they're both.
Oh.
I think Robert,
Jesus.
They
Ebert.
just kept the name going.
What is it? Was it Gene Siskel like Roger Ebert or something? I think
I
they're
don't
both
know.
fucking dead. They're both dead.
Well, that's why I got
I
rated
swear to
1.5
God.
stars. Because they're dead.
Are
From the grave.
Siskel and Ebert dead?
Siskel and Ebert. That's what it is, not Robert Ebert. Or is it Robert Ebert?
Well, no. His name is Roger Ebert.
Roger. Okay.
But for a long time they had a thing called At the Movies, which was like a movie review thing
Yeah.
that they would do like on the news and shit.
Yeah.
And it was by Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, and I think they're
Okay.
both fucking dead. Roger Ebert's dead. Yeah, they're both dead.
Oh, God.
But they still kept their name.
They're still doing reviews.
Yeah. They just pre-reviewed all these movies.
Yeah,
that
they
were
do From
all-
Beyond the Grave. That's 1 star
1.5.
for catching up with the. I don't know whatever the movie is.
But seriously, I guess it would get rated like 1.5 stars if you're not baked.
Yeah.
No, I don't smoke. I don't.
But
do
that's the
anything.
thing. What are they gonna do? Like, it's a goofy ass movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for like a very target.
It's a stoner
They're
crowd.
not. Yeah, and
It's
they're not
for
gonna
stoners.
like. It's not fucking Dunkirk. It's not gonna like be up for the Academy Awards. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was super entertaining. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Like, just
No,
go,
I need to see it.
just go see it, and like, if you like to smoke weed, like if you're into that, like do it that way too. I don't care. It's funny either way.
I don't give a fuck. See, I
funny either
can't.
way.
I can't say anything about that. I already talked about tax evasion. Now, if I say anything about smoking weed,
That's
the government.
I don't know. That's double jeopardy though. They can't get you twice. You're good.
No, I don't. I don't do anything.
Really?
I hardly drink. I don't smoke.
Really?
Yeah.
You're clean.
You're so surprised right now. You're
straight
like,
as an arrow, huh?
really?
Your flannel shirt says different, son.
Get grunge credibility.
You're both wearing flannel, like
I know.
fucking grunge ass pieces of
Shit. I'll fill in your
Garbage.
blank for you.
Oh, yeah.
We're completing each other's.
Sentences. No, I got
You're
there.
supposed to. You got that.
Sandwiches.
Completing each other's sandwiches. I'll have mayo on my rye.
Is that right?
Where you guys playing tonight?
Scranton.
What's the venue?
Irish Wolf Pub.
Okay.
I've never.
How far is Scranton from here? Is that an hour and a half?
God.
About an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a show. This is me being really old.
Back in 2016.
Orange groves, far as the eye could see. I went to a place called what was the big venue for? And it's shut down now. In Wilkes-Barre, it was Cafe
Metro.
Oh, Cafe Metro.
Metropolis.
Metro.
Cafe Metropolis?
Yeah.
The Metro, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Cafe
Metro. Okay, yeah. I went to a show there, and saw a band called Kite Party.
Okay.
They were really sick. And I think there was another band called Stay Six. They were like sort of. This was like 10 years ago. And I remember going there, and then I didn't hear that venue until I heard that they were shutting down.
Yeah.
And that Title Fight had their Floral Green release show there.
They used to play there a lot, and Motionless
That was like
in White.
the big. That was like the big
Motionless
ticket.
played
Yeah,
there.
Motionless used to play there a lot. Motionless in White.
Motionless in White. Okay.
Yeah, my
from
friend.
there.
Yeah, my friend Frankie.
They're from there?
Yeah, my friend Frankie
didn't know
Palumbo.
that.
He's their old bassist.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Shout out to Frankie.
I know Motionless in White. I didn't know they were so local.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wilkes, right? Right out of Wilkes.
What about Breaking
Yeah.
Benjamin? You ever seen that?
Scranton.
Dude, Ben lived on my boss's couch
What?
before they got signed, yeah. He was homeless as hell living on my boss's couch.
Before you went all
Yeah.
polyamorous.
Yep.
My polyamorous friend, you caught me in a mess of trouble, girl.
Remember when every band sounded like that?
Yes.
Oh my
We still do.
Yeah, you do.
Don't say that ever again.
Just cover some POD. You'll be golden.
No, thanks.
POD.
Didn't they do Youth of a Nation, right?
You're the natural.
Here comes the boom, ready or not. All right,
Here comes up.
we're divulging the nostalgia now. But,
Yeah.
what the fuck was
Never
that?
had a good scene, though. I would say that at one point.
Yeah.
Did you break my chair? Kevin?
It's so fat. You guys can't.
That's cool. It's cool. It's my girlfriend's chair.
What I love about Kevin's shirt he's wearing today is you can see right through it. We got to get nipple piercings for him now.
Yeah, it's all-
Now
We're
you're
gonna
just-
all start wearing mesh shirts with nipple piercings
Look at you,
too.
fucking jeans cut off at the knees, a flannel shirt, a beanie, and a shirt that's been bleached like.
Actually, this was fucking brand new at Pack Sun like this. Like 10 years ago.
Okay,
10 years ago.
all right, pre-bleached.
Yeah.
You're a fucking character, man. You're a fucking cartoon character walking around.
Yeah.
Look at you.
With my shaved head and everything. Who knows?
If you're gonna be a bassist, you might as well stand out a little bit.
Bassists gotta have style.
Yeah, they do.
Gotta have style.
Because what else?
See, the funny thing is though, like with our band, because it's only 3 people, every member is so integral. Like seriously, like on
I
a
know.
serious level,
You guys are. No, like you guys like.
He holds it down really well. On the
And
bass.
who's your drummer? What's your drummer's name?
Kevin Schlosser.
So you have 2 Kevins.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm changing.
that must be nice.
Yeah, they're
you
gonna
got
pay me to
3
change my
guys
name.
until you have the same fucking name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how.
So his nickname, we just call him the Dude. His last name's. How did that even start?
Because my last name's Down.
And someone said Dude.
It's always been Dude my whole life. When I was in the army, I was Private Dude. When I was younger, it was Kevin, Mr. Dude, come down to the office. You know.
When he does a movie with the Coen Brothers, he's the dude. Like hangs out with Jeff Bridges.
Private Dude.
Private dude.
Wait.
Private dude.
Tell a story about how you got kicked out of the army.
Oh, well, there I was with a tablet, reading a book, while the other companies across the way were all fucking each other. And I'm the bad guy. I was giving all the locations to the terrorists. Well, they were out helping out in the woods.
No, true story though. Like he really got kicked out of the army for having a tablet.
Yeah.
A tablet?
Yeah.
Of all things.
So he's a war veteran of like, how long were you there?
A year?
A year.
I was in basic for like a year.
They must be okay with numbers then, because, I mean,
Counting days.
yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's one thing you didn't
Well,
know
you're not
about.
missing much, man. You know what I
No.
mean? I don't
I
know.
didn't, I'm not missing anything.
I'm okay with you not being in the army. I'd rather you be playing bass
I'd
in a
rather be playing
Yeah,
bass, too.
me too.
kick-ass rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So good for you.
Oh yeah.
Sticking it to Uncle Sam.
Fuck the man.
Fuck the man.
With a tablet.
With a tablet.
How do you get kicked out with a tablet?
I don't know.
What did they say to you?
I got ratted on by some dude who was going to quit, and then he decided to stay in, so he's a good guy, you know. But me, all gung-ho for my army job, getting kicked out with a tablet.
That's an Apple product. Arrest him!
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know how you fucking...
Some days I didn't end up in Leavenworth.
You send him to Guantanamo. Cast him down with the sodomites.
They play Metallica all day. It's great.
The occasional Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, how
That's
long...
why I'm the dude.
You're
Yeah.
the dude. Well, I was going to say about Kevin, your other Kevin.
Yeah.
I didn't notice this because we actually played at the pharmacy one time.
Yep. What was that?
Intertemple and
Summer
Andros.
ago.
That was last year.
Summer ago, yep.
That was a good show.
That was really good.
You okay, Luna? My cat's freaking out. But I didn't notice it then, but I noticed it this year in Quakertown.
Yeah.
Your drummer looks like Danny Carey. I don't know if you know this. Danny Carey from the band Tool.
I gotta see a picture first.
See a picture. I actually did sort of like a hardcore analysis.
See, we think he looks like Owen Wilson.
I can see that. But
So
I mean, like,
so we'll always just be like,
okay, hold on.
we'll always just be like, wow.
Oh, wow. I play drums.
Wow.
There's my paradiddle. Wow. I'm so going to get a picture of Danny Carey right now. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys never noticed this. And he's playing drums, of all things. I mean, Danny Carey. Like, when he was young, because, like, now Danny Carey, like, looks like an old wizard, like, now. Because he's old and he's huge. He's just a big fucking guy. But when he was younger, when Tool was, like, touring around, like, in the 90s with, like, Rage and shit, I saw some, like, old videos of them at, like, the Dobbs or something. I'm trying to find a good one. Like, an old one. Like, I'll do early Danny Carey. But Kevin looks... Because it's the blonde hair that kind of, like, droops in his face.
I found one from like 93.
It's
really...
See what I mean? Like, he's got that haircut. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look at that shit. That's so his hair... Because he had that kind of swoopy, like, well-groomed
Yeah,
haircut.
that's really good.
Dude, always thought that.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, I actually snapped it, like Instagrammed it and looked at some of my friends. Because like I snapped one of you guys.
Yeah.
And like I zeroed in right on Kevin. And I'm just like, Danny Carey. Pew, pew, pew.
He's in an alternative band, and he's
Yeah.
it's a side project.
He could literally be his son. Like, son of Danny Carey.
That's what I forgot to tell you.
I was so into Tool. Like,
I
that was
loved their
one of
first
those.
record.
Undertow?
Undertow was amazing.
Undertow's really sick. Another really super dirty record. Mm-hmm. Like, just the guitar tone and the way the drums were mixed.
Yeah. See, I never got... Now, singles from, like, their other records, like their hits, I guess you'd say, I really like. Mm-hmm. But Undertow, front to back, I loved it.
Dude, same. I'm actually, like...
I like the shorter songs. I like how Undertow was shorter songs. You know what I mean?
Undertow's more concise. Because immediately after Undertow, they went fucking haywire. They were like... They're doing, interludes and, like, little sample things. And then, like... Then a 9-minute song. And then, like, another 11-minute song.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, like, Anima is a fucking dope ass record.
That is a really good record.
Anima's really good too.
Yeah.
So like, I always go back and forth between Undertow, Anima, and Lateralis is also like just crazy good. Like I remember just like because I started out playing drums.
Yeah,
drums was like my first thing that I did. Like I got lessons and I was in like the school band and shit. Like I went to college the first time for drums.
Yeah.
And just like their songwriting was just off the wall. It was, you know, just like when you listen to The Grudge, the first track on Lateralis.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, the 5/4 patterns, the polyrhythms, just the...
And it's tasteful.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a lot
it's super
of,
musical too.
Yeah, I hear a lot of bands that have like the weird change ups and everything, and it loses me. But like Tool, and of course, like I said, I never dive deep into Tool.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, that has the weird time changes, time signatures, it keeps you there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It keeps you in the song.
Like, how often have you listened to Anima? Like, be honest. Like, how much have you given that record a shot?
The hits.
Okay, give that record a listen through, and then because it's the closest related to Undertow.
Okay. Was that after
It was
Seceding?
immediately after.
Okay.
They got a new bass player.
Okay.
They went from Paul.
That's what kind of added more intricacy then?
Yeah, because Justin Chancellor like had more of like, and I think they're just ready to like
Grow.
progress and
Yeah.
evolve or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But those were big records when I was a kid, man. And Danny Carey was the shit.
He's a great drummer. He really is.
Yeah, and like now in my older years, like I can get over it. I can be like, yeah, he was good. But when I was a kid, it's like, wait, where do you see that kind of like, you know, commitment to playing drums and like, you know, because apparently like I've talked to friends of mine that are like drummers and like big fans that I've known forever, and they also like love Tool, and he's like, well, yeah, he doesn't deviate at all. Like he writes his parts out very meticulously, and like he doesn't stray from them. When you watch him live, like everything's the same. Like everything's like, so like there's that kind of thing. I got into this discussion earlier with somebody. Like when you watch drummers, there's two kinds of drummers. There's a drummer that is like sort of like they'll take what they did on the record and like really ham it up live, and like, and not in an obnoxious way. Like I'm talking about like they take risks where they're like, you know, they're having fun. They clearly have this like huge stage presence, and they're trying to be, like Trey Cool, for example, or I don't know. It's
Dave Grohl did that too.
Dave Grohl. Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah,
totally. But there are drummers that you watch that do everything by the book. They're like super disciplined, hard ass. They're like. They don't, and they do it as if it's like a disciplined like art. They're like monks. They're like,
see that's the way Kevin is. Kevin's a very disciplined drummer.
I can tell.
Yeah.
And then like, and also that discussion sort of stemmed from that show because another band that was playing that is Merit. They're from this town.
Yeah.
They're that pop punk band that like played before you guys.
Yeah.
And Nick, the drummer there, who's a good friend of mine, we used to live together for a hot minute. He's that way too. He's super disciplined and like just puts everything right in its place. Nothing strays. Like he doesn't, nothing too fancy. He just fucking by the book, man. And like, because you can tell when you watch him, he's concentrated. He's like, it's Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, we joke around with Kevin all the time because he's not photogenic. So, and like if you look at him in
there's
pictures,
always one, man.
If you look at him in pictures, he's just like kind of like staring out into the crowd real hard. Or he's just like looking at his cymbal or looking at, you know, whatever he's doing, like the toms or something. And it's just because he's so disciplined. Like he really is. He is so...
He cares, man. He really cares.
No, he does. You know, because he knows that because it's a 3-piece, there's really no room for screwing up. You can tell in an
can't hide
instant.
behind anything.
You know what I mean?
Can't hide.
So that's going back to, that's why we practice like 3 times a week. You know, that's why he's super disciplined. That's just the way he is. But like, if you look at the dude and I... We're going like crazy on the stage because he's so disciplined keeping us there. You know what I'm saying?
Anchor point.
Yeah, he's the anchor.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, your drummer's got to pull it down.
Yeah.
He's got to fucking like kind of center everybody.
Yeah.
Which is hard, like, because with a drummer, like you gotta like, there's so much you got to think about because you got to keep everything in there, but you also want to like put on a good show for people, and you don't want to be boring. And it's like
you have
so it's
to.
like the kind of push and pull.
Yeah.
So like Kevin does it really well.
He's the most crazy drummer to watch sometimes though, because this, like whatever he's doing when he's not hitting a cymbal or a head or anything, he's just doing his sticks flying.
Yeah, he's always flipping his sticks and catching them, and just that's how he keeps a beat.
Yeah.
He'll flip a stick up, and you know what I mean. You've seen that live, right?
I actually didn't like.
Okay.
I didn't catch that. Like
Well,
last
if
time.
next time you come to a show, watch him play the drums like real hard,
Okay.
and he'll throw his sticks up and catch it, and that's how he's keeping a beat.
Yo.
Yeah.
Was he in the drum line? Like, was he a drum line kid?
No, he's all by ear.
That's sick.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's great.
I was in the drum line.
Okay, nice.
So like,
I
in high school.
have such mad respect for that because I love beats. You know, like I said, growing up on hip hop.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I love beats.
I've loved beats more for longer than most people have loved beats.
Yeah, no, seriously.
That was like one of the first things I loved because like I started playing drums when I was like 9, and dude, it was like crazy because like it was like the first, like remember like when you were in 4th grade and you could like choose like an instrument finally.
I
like
played
you
the tuba.
Tuba?
I was forced
Totally.
because I wanted to play the drums.
So people were looking at, if you were this size, like were you a big kid? Like not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
well, like stature. I mean, like,
Yeah.
But someone looked at you and were like, "Give that kid a fucking tuba."
Dude, seriously, no. See, like, because I hit puberty so quick. I had my first armpit hair when I was 7.
No way.
Swear to God,
Just a
I
little
hit puberty quick. So I was like I've always been like the tallest kid, like in my grade and everything.
You're big and tall, man.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
just got that body.
that old German stature.
Yeah.
that old Viking warrior. Yeah, brick
What's your
shit
name?
house.
Schumacher.
Schumacher.
Something
But
about British.
really quick, going back to Tool, just so I don't forget. But my one friend's friend actually used to date Maynard.
No way.
Yep.
What was like way back when? Like in like the 80s?
I couldn't tell you when,
Okay.
but yeah.
That's sick. I
Said-
think he's married? I don't know. I don't know if he's been married.
I don't know.
He's such,
See, I
he's
don't-
such an eccentric
Yeah.
guy. Like
Well,
he's-
from what I understand, from what my friend had told me that their friend had said, is he's really just down to earth. He's a really quiet person.
I've seen like interviews with him.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's not the way he is in interviews. He's not like, you know how sometimes you'll catch an interview of him and he's kind of like a little bit rough.
a little off.
A little like rough, kind of like I don't want to say douchey or dicky, but you
Oh,
know
he's
kinda
got a little bit of
coarse,
an attitude, like an
kind
edge.
of coarse.
Okay.
Yeah, like an edge. That's
Okay.
a good word for it. He's not like that. You know, I think it's kind of like split. You know,
Okay.
he knows when to turn it off and when to turn it on.
Well, yeah, because he's got to like, people know him as like a rock and roll guy.
Yeah,
So there's got to be some residual
yeah,
of being like a rock star for the last like 25 years.
yeah.
So like, I mean, he's got like a fucking vineyard.
Yeah, a winery. Yeah,
A winery. Like he like crushes grapes and grows grapes and
Yeah.
does the I Love Lucy shit in the barrel. And like,
Seriously, no, seriously. Like, no, he is such a successful person that there's got to be a point, you know, of kind of like, when am I on? When am I off?
it's got to be a Zen moment, man. I'm sure
Yeah.
when he goes back into like doing interviews talking about
Yeah.
the band, he's just like, oh, like, God, I hate the grind doing this, and like,
Kinda just, I
this
guess-
band sucks. I hate touring with them. Like,
kind
it's
of
like-
want to get it over with, just kind of like, here's your answers, because it's usually the same questions. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? With
same
like
questions
on, you're
all
on
the
that
time.
level.
When's
yeah.
the new record coming out? I don't fucking know. Okay,
Yeah, it's been 12 years, but I don't know.
get off my back.
Yeah, but we actually talked about this. You and I, the dude and I. Gigi Allen, do you think he was ever on and off, or do you think he was always on?
I
Does he-
I don't think he knew what off meant. I don't think.
Do you think he like?
You think there was just, like, a
and he was
day?
Hey, how you doing?
There was just one day.
You think after a show he's just like, if someone's like, "Good job, Gigi," he's like, "Thanks, I got a job interview tomorrow."
No, what about this though? 'Cause,
It's marketing.
Gigi, that was a fucking crazy show, man. You know, shitting on stage and everything. That's just so wild. He's just like, oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. You know, we work really hard at what we do. And
Thanks. It's like,
I hope to catch your gig next week, man.
hey, sorry, I gotta get up early. I work at Bonton. So. Dude. Gigi Allen.
But you think about that. Is there an on and an off? Like at like that kind of level
Yeah.
of Gigi Allen?
Yeah.
For a guy like that, I mean, like,
Or is he just a psycho?
Or is he in a hole every day, like he lives in a basement?
for a guy like that, I think he was just so like he's just such a psychopath or
Yeah.
sociopath, I should
Yeah.
say. I think he just had such reckless disregard for everything that he just sort of at one point before anyone even knew who he was. He just abandoned any kind of person he could have been and just became like this, like, if I'm gonna be one person, this is it.
Of shit.
This is it. I'm gonna be this guy and always. Like, there's gotta, when you're that guy, there's no, I don't think there's room to come down.
There's like,
and I think that leads.
That's what keeps like guys like David Bowie from like, just like, I don't know, just like being more crazy than he is. Like, he was like a crazy guy, like on stage. He was doing like weird shit, like being androgynous and like putting makeup on, like doing crazy shit with his hair.
It's theoretical,
but I mean, like so everyone's got like, I'll go this far, but I'm not crossing that threshold because at that point it's like I lose myself. It's like
I think it should be
my
like,
semblance of humanity is just gone then.
I think it should be like an adrenaline push of who you are.
Yeah,
like just a little extra.
Right.
You know.
And it's just like, you know what your capabilities are, like when you're on stage or, if you do art, if you do whatever you do, you know how to access that thing in you that brings out the best, just this like artistic vision of what you think that you can provide, like the thing that you think you can contribute. Yeah. So it's like, you do that to a certain level. I truly believe this. You do that to a certain level to be like not obnoxious and just be like, this is just who I am. Like this is what I want. This is what I wanted, and this is what I saw in my brain, and here it is. And I think with a guy like Gigi Allen, he was just a fucking sociopath. He was just like, he just wanted to just like shove things in people's faces and make them eat it. Like he literally shit in his hand and would just go blah.
Yeah.
Look at my shit.
No, seriously, and that's
my dick.
That's
like,
the conclusion that I came with.
Yeah,
that's what
like
that's
how
what we
like
hit.
okay, so you're on stage and you're like expressing yourself. Would you ever think about taking out your dick and like showing it to people? Like,
great.
No,
exactly.
No.
You have a fucking point. You have
especially not that I would ever do it or I would condone it, but like especially now.
Yeah.
2018.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine Gigi Allen in 2018?
No.
He wouldn't. That's the thing. He wouldn't exist.
Yeah, he just wouldn't be a thing.
Dude, the fucking oh my God. The PC police would be on his ass like,
oh my
God. Why don't ride?
Oh, he'd be bigger than ever.
I guess so.
You think about it. Yeah. It's weird. It's really weird how that works. Like the whole controversial thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he was on like Oprah and shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
You ever see that shit?
Wasn't he wearing like that German Nazi helmet or something?
Yeah, he was wearing like Nazi paraphernalia.
Yeah, God. No,
with like an underage girl saying that like that was his like mistress or whatever.
Ugh.
Like that's some weird shit that happened. Like that was seriously. A weird time.
Yeah.
I like to read about I love the Dead Kennedys. They're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, love the Dead Kennedys.
Joe Biafra is like one of my favorite like artists because of the stuff that he did like outside of the Dead Kennedys, like his spoken word stuff. Okay, his spoken word records are off the chain.
Never heard it.
They're crazy, dude. Like after the Dead Kennedys, like first of all, the Dead Kennedys were the first band to be put on trial for obscenity.
Wow.
They're in the 80s back, and this was right before they broke up. They put out a record called Frankenchrist, and to me it's their worst record. To me, like, because it was super experimental and like it didn't really sound like a punk record. It sounded like a weird like noise record. It wasn't really noise, but I mean, like, they took a lot of chances
for the time. It was pretty noisy,
right? Yeah. It was like 85 or something.
Yeah.
But the artwork that they did for the record, there was a piece of art by an artist named H.R. Geiger.
Oh yeah. And he did Alien, right?
He did the Alien stuff, and he's from Germany or something. I forget. He's from somewhere in Europe, but he did a piece for the Frankenchrist record, and it was just like a bunch of dicks going into buttholes, and like it was just like
really.
And it's a really actually. I'll pull it up here.
Okay, yeah.
But it was just like in the inlay. It was just like in like the thing of the record, and someone in the Midwest, like a mother saw it that her daughter bought it at a record store, and like called some kind of like agency that was working for the government that like policed like obscenity. It wasn't really the FCC. It was something else. Because it wasn't the FCC. I forget what it was, but I mean, like, it was the PMRC. That's what it was. It was that Tipper Gore shit. Yeah. There was like it was right when that was like sort of gaining momentum. It was like the mid '80s, and the moral majority was happening, and like a lot of like religious things were like kind of coming into the light because Ronald Reagan was president.
Televangelism,
totally. So it was all part of that, they got a tip off that like, you know, this became a news story that like, oh, like these bands like are having these like obscene things in their albums, and like they got, and this was before a parental advisory sticker.
Right.
This was all before this. This was like a predecessor to that. So what had happened was, in that case, the San Francisco Police Department raided Jello Biafra's apartment, where he had his own record label, Alternative Tentacles, and he operated out of his apartment. So they literally raided the record label, and, you know, confiscated this, confiscated that, all the copies of Frankenchrist, all the copies of this, and sued. Like, I think they like countersued, I forget, but they took the thing to trial because they had deemed Frankenchrist obscene and stopped it from, you know, being put in record labels, and I mean being sold in record stores. So like they took it to trial and he won, but the way he actually tells this whole story in one of his spoken word records about how like they took it to trial and they tried to like see like why it should be banned from being sold and why it should be marked as obscene, and like why albums like this should be like that to protect children, and like and it was ultimately thrown out. Like it was like a hung jury or something. But then like that, it started like sort of like a thing where like, you know, you saw like Frank Zappa and like Dee Snider do like
Judas Priest,
yeah, that all happened in like the 80s in like sort of similar pretexts. But the Dead Kennedys Frankenchrist record was the first one. Wow. That was the first one where like a band could be like kind of attacked or like put on trial for obscenity. Yeah. And that was cool because it sort of set a precedent because you can't do that anymore. So the PMRC were like, okay, well at least put like fucking stickers on it to say
sell more records.
Or like be put like, because the thing was is like they wanted to put it in like Walmart.
Yeah.
It was like an independent record store. They put the guy that sold the record on trial. Like they like fined him for selling a record.
Yeah, that's not.
Jeez.
So like it was like this like weird, like sort of governmental like back, I don't know, it was like this backwards thing that happened in like the 80s. So like he tells that story, and like his like spoken word records are like just crazy. Like they go into super in depth about like he's like a really liberal guy. Like he's like it's like Dead Kennedy's rhetoric, but like he's just talking. Yeah, he's talking about like in the 90s, like Bill Clinton and like, you know, what's going on with that. And then after 9/11, he started doing like more stuff, like talking about George Bush, and like, and he's super knowledgeable about all that. And like he's like look at this, and like he'll pull up like a newspaper ad, and like or like an article, and he'll like talk about it, and they're super crazy to like listen to. But and I'm like a news junkie, and so like I ate that shit up.
See, the only spoken word record that I think I ever even listened to was Jim Morrison's poetry.
Does he have like spoken word stuff like on record?
Yeah, I think he has 2.
I am the, what is he called? The Lizard King.
Lizard King.
I'm the Lizard King.
I can do.
I was always gonna fuck that up. I was like, what does he call himself? Lizard King.
I am the Lizard King. I can do anything.
I can do anything.
A long stretch of abandoned highway.
I got kicked off the stage for singing The End. It's crazy shit, man. Somebody was talking to me the other day. They were like, what was the first like news story that you remember as like a kid?
Honestly, I would say like that had an impact. I think would be like 9/11.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, that was one of the first. I think the first one for me was like,
I remember Bush being elected.
You remember like the whole recount shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The whole, like, I remember that too.
I was in third grade at the time.
I was pretty young.
But then again, I do remember, what was it? Was it Hillary? That was coming after Eminem? Do you remember that whole controversy?
Oh, I can remember Columbine.
Hillary. Oh yeah, I remember Columbine too. I don't know if a lot of people went after Eminem. I think there was one case where the what the fuck is her name? Lynn Cheney, the vice president's wife, went after him because he said something about Dick Cheney's heart or something. I think that's but maybe Hillary Clinton went after him too.
I feel like it was like a sensory thing, because I mean, let's face it, like even
faggot 1,000 times.
Well, even I mean, I don't know how to word it right, but I guess I can appreciate.
Well, dude, he was public enemy number 1.
But seriously, when you look at it, like his lyricism back then, it was fucked.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
The Marshall Mathers LP is like the height of like what the fuck,
Fucked.
like out of control. Like you can't say that shit. Oh, okay. Remember in Role Model? This is on the first record. This is Slim Shady.
Slim Shady
He says,
LP.
Hillary Clinton tried to slap me and call me a pervert. I ripped her fucking tonsils out and fed her
Sherbert. My nerves hurt, but lately I'm on edge.
Mother, are you there? I love you.
I didn't mean to hit you over the head with that shovel.
Oh my God. Dude. Yeah. The first one I remember was the death of Princess Diana. That's the first one I remember.
Okay.
And then like, because my mom was a news junkie and she would always watch the news and have like the TV on. But yeah, it was Princess Diana. Where were you when 9/11 happened? This is like really.
I was in school.
I was in school too, man.
West Coast.
You're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He's from the Seattle area.
Oh, okay.
State Olympia area. Yeah.
So we actually have grunge cred.
That's where it comes from. You imported grunge cred.
Yeah, what? It was like 11 o'clock out here. Or whatever, 10:30.
Was it 9 or something? I don't know. It was
like
early.
when the first tower. I just watched a show about this. There's a dope ass TV show on Hulu now. It's called The Looming Tower.
Okay.
And it's like,
Is it conspiracy?
no, it just tells the story about like what happened with like the FBI and the CIA. It's really just the years leading up to it, and the final episode is 9/11.
Okay.
And it's
Wow.
and they just aired that episode this week, and I was just my girlfriend and I watch it religiously, and we were freaking out about it. But I think it was the first tower was hit at like 9 in the morning. I want to say it was like just before 9 o'clock.
3-hour difference.
So you were like, it was like
6:30, 7 o'clock.
It was probably
I was
like
getting ready for school.
It was probably just before 6.
Yeah.
It was like 5:59 or something.
Yeah, I was getting
I
ready
want
for
to say.
school at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was in
Y'all were in school.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I was in third.
Elementary school. I was in middle school.
Yeah.
I was in 4th.
Dude, it was crazy because like it was like the third. It was really weird because we had a bunch of classes at once. Like we had not at once. It was like we didn't have like block scheduling, so we had like 8 classes in one day. They would cram like a bunch of classes in like one day. So like second period was like, I don't know, 8:30, and they announced some weird announcement on the loudspeaker. They're like, everything's okay. Something happened. We don't know yet, but everything's okay. It was like that. It was that.
Yeah.
It was literally that vague. And everyone's in the classroom, like the teacher's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, even the teacher's like,
And then the bell rang, and we all went to the next class. It was for me. It was gym. So like I had to like get in that stupid gym uniform.
Yeah.
Those stupid ass red shorts. And then as soon as I'm all changed in the locker room, our gym teacher, who was like a fucking ex-military guy, who was like, he would get all beat red. He'd be like, "Everybody get in the weight training room right fucking now. Like we're going right now." And like this country's under attack.
Whoa.
He literally said.
shit.
He literally said he literally said to a group of 6th graders in a gym locker room, "The country is under attack."
Red Dawn, Wolverine.
No context. No.
Holy shit.
DEFCON 5. Like this is happening. So like,
Russians are back.
and I literally watched it on the little screens in our weight training room. I literally
Yeah.
watched the Twin Towers. Like,
Yeah. No, that I remember. We stayed in the same class because it was just like one homeroom.
I watched it with my parents.
Yeah. And I just remember
when you're away from your
announcement.
parents, that's weird because you're like, where are my parents? Like,
No, seriously, that's
fucking happening?
It shook me up, man. And of course, I couldn't really process, what was really going on.
oh my
as a
god!
third
Like
grader.
it was so foreign. It was like a movie.
Yeah, and so I just remember over the announcement, our principal came on. And he's like, "All classrooms turn to channel 3." And so we're all sitting there, and they put on the news, and then there's just this giant, the fire and everything coming out of the first
it's
tower.
just ridiculous. In my adult life, thinking about it, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and I was, and as
What about Building 7?
as we're looking at it, as third graders, I'm looking at the TV, and I'm, not to sound brash or whatever, but just taking you into the mind of a third grader.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why are we watching a building that's on fire?
Right, like it was just like, why is this important?
Yeah, why?
I'm in school. Why?
Not realizing that I'm looking at history. You know what? And that's crazy to look back on. That We all viewed the biggest terrorist attack ever on American soil.
Oh my god, yeah.
You
like next to like Pearl Harbor. But
Yeah.
the thing was, it's crazy to think about like when Pearl Harbor happened, there were no TVs.
No.
Like
Oh, you heard about it the next.
you heard about it on the fucking radio.
Yeah.
Like some jackass came on the radio, was just like Pearl Harbor bomb, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're at war now. But like, you got to fucking see a plane hit a building. You got to fucking see that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, two big fucking buildings got
Yeah.
just wiped off the face of the earth.
I know.
Forever. Like,
And then the
that's
plane in
ins-
Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, in Shanksville.
Yeah. You know, and
That was going for the White House.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but they decided to use a cruise missile instead.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, but
And Independence Day, they just went.
But yeah, it's crazy looking back at that. I think we got out of school early that day. You know, because it was just
I didn't.
like
I felt gypped, man. I was like,
Nope,
no, we
still
got
in school.
we,
"Is this such
we-
a big deal? Let us out, man."
Well, I think the reason they let us out of school early was because they got word of the whole that plane flying over PA.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That literally flew like. There's a crazy here. I'm gonna show you a picture, and it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Because you're gonna be like, because we're from, like, you're not far from here. You're like an hour north here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find this fucking thing. Hold on.
Wait, a flight path.
It's the flight path of that Flight 93. And here, I'm going to find it. White House, Target, flights, hijacked flights. I just want the hijacked flights. Okay, Flight 11. It's not this one, but the one, like, it looks like this. I'm just going to type in Flight
wow.
93. But, like, Flight 93. Here it is.
Made a big old Dewey.
Look, it took off from Newark. Look
Yeah.
where it flew over that morning.
Wow.
Literally right, like, look at a map and like that's where probably you are. It probably flew right over where you
We're
were.
a little bit above that. We're Columbia County.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And like it flew all the way out here to like Toledo.
Wow.
Made a fucking hard turn, and then this is where they kind of like, you know, fought back, and then it crashed.
That's insane.
So like you could probably like if you were like in school that day and you heard like that's probably that fucking Shanksville plane.
That's
was Flight
crazy.
93.
Yo, and I really think that's why I'm pretty sure we got out of school early that day, and I think that's why. And I'm just guessing because it's been such a long time. But you know, just I don't know. I just remember after the second plane hit, like when we saw that, even at a third grade level, you know, like my heart started racing. I was like, "What is going on?"
Really?
You know what I mean? Because
It's-
it
you
couldn't have
can't-
been
you
an
can't process
accident.
it. You
It's not
can't-
an accident anymore.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, it's not an
First
accident.
one accident. Second one.
You can't process it, dude. And
Yeah,
just like
you
the
can't.
fact, and you ask why, and like this show that my girlfriend, by the way, my girlfriend, her dad was set to fly. Like he was, I don't know if she's like bullshitting me or whatever, but I mean, like this is according to her. Her dad was supposed to be on flight 11 or 175 or one of the ones that
wow.
hit the buildings.
Yeah.
Because they were, because he was set to go to Los Angeles. Those flights were set to, their destination was
Yeah,
Los
that's
Angeles.
why they chose the planes with the most fuel in them.
So they were set to go to Los, and and apparently like her mom like changed the flight plan, like their plans changed, and like he was originally supposed to be on that plane, and he got like last minute he like changed it. The same thing happened with the guy from Family Guy,
Yeah,
Seth
Seth
MacFarlane.
Yeah,
he was
I know
supposed to
that.
fly to Los Angeles too.
Yeah.
and like he missed his flight.
He was hungover.
He was hungover and he
Yeah.
missed his flight, and like he could have been on that plane.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
You think about things, and it's just like
Yeah, little differences.
crazy.
I know, dude.
Just small changes in your day can like seriously,
Yeah.
you live or you die. Small changes in your day.
Did you hear about that thing about there's an emergency landing? I think it was a Southwest flight.
Yeah, the lady got sucked out the window.
Lady got sucked out.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
Stuck in the little window. Like
How?
Part of the engine ripped off. flew
Yeah,
off.
part of the engine,
Oh
The
God.
blade hit the window, pierced it, and it was probably a hole like yay big.
and it just went pop and exploded.
Sucked everything out because of the depressurization of the cabin and got stuck.
Oh
so
my
they're pulling her back in.
God.
They're pulling her back in, and she didn't, and she died.
Did she?
Yeah,
I figured
something. So I don't know how she died, but she did not make it.
Yeah, definitely.
Bare minimum, at least probably shock.
That's some vacuum that.
That's crazy.
I forget exactly how she died, but apparently the girl that got sucked got sucked out partially did not make it. She died.
Wow.
And so there's a big lawsuit with Southwest.
Yeah.
Not because of that, but because the once that became a news story, the girl got sucked out. There were pictures of people using the oxygen masks and then weren't on the nose. Like, and the picture's just like nobody's using it on their nose. And they were like, that's not right. You know, like you're supposed to have covered your nose and your mouth, and like it's got to cover this whole area, and no one's using it the right way.
Yeah.
So now people are like, okay, well, this is a legitimate emergency. Cabin pressure was lost. Like, no one's using their air mask properly. What the fuck is up? Did they tell you about that? Did they tell you to do it just over your mouth? Like, what's the deal?
So like for $49 tickets.
Yeah. So like, there's a huge lawsuit against Southwest now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I've never been on a plane.
Sucked out of a plane would be so bad. I would hate that.
No, seriously. I've never been on a plane.
Jesus was a carpenter.
I guess yeah. And so is the dude.
He is.
The dude
is
was
a carpenter of rock.
I think that's the whole point of Big Lebowski, is that he's sort of like a Jesus.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jesus type figure.
Yeah.
So what didn't we talk about?
Well,
I don't know. We didn't talk about gear that much. We were going to talk about gear.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Fuzz.
what's the best fuzz pedal on the market right now?
Ooh.
Best fuzz pedal.
Ooh.
What are you looking for? Bass or guitar?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Guitar.
Guitar?
Yeah.
Depends. Are we going like new or are we talking old school?
Give me new first.
New?
Well, yeah.
I would say
Revolutionary fuzz pedal.
Okay. So I would say it's a tie that I've personally played. I would say Fuzz Roches is killing it. Have you heard of Fuzz Roches?
Fuzz Roches?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. They made me a custom intertempo pedal. And it's a custom fuzz.
Wow.
And it is awesome.
Here, I got the image up. Is this Rat King one?
They make those too, yeah. They make all those pedals.
That's it.
They just released last night a 420 fuzz.
These are crazy pedals.
Yeah. Look up their 420 fuzz they released last night.
Fuzz Roches 420.
It's an op amp. Yeah. Look at that. The
It's a
skunk tail.
Dude.
That's so sick.
No, you need to get one of their pedals. Seriously. They
That's
are
the thing. Like, it's
incredible.
like, when it comes to like fuzz pedals, like I don't know how much use I could use for them because
Okay.
I'm not in a grunge band.
But see, they're just
Like-
fun. They're fun to play with.
They're fun to play with, and
Yeah.
like if I can get them for cheap, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff that we do is like kind of, we like to do like, it's either like really aggressive or like really spacey.
Okay.
So like I have a Hall of Fame
Yeah.
for reverb.
Yep.
And then I just bought a bass breaker. That's that
Sweet.
boy.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted a tube amp. and
Fenders
it's-
are great amps.
and like, dude, best decision I ever made. Like it took me a little while to dial it in because I'm not used to I'm not used to tubes.
Right.
And
They're the way to go and way to stay.
yeah,
Tubes are
and
great.
I'm so glad I made that investment. But I also had to buy a distortion pedal because this amp that I used to use, this Marshall cab,
That's solid state.
this is solid state,
Yeah.
and the distortion's built in. And
Yeah.
I had a channel switcher.
How's that difference? It's crazy,
It's
right?
crazy difference, and like I love it because like I feel like I have more control over it now.
It feels lush. It just feels a
It
part
just
of you.
feels better. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
so clunky.
Yeah.
So like that's sick. Fuzz Roches.
Yeah. No, they make awesome pedals. They made, like I said, they made my custom intertempo pedal, and it's got mids on it. Because the issue that a lot of people have with the fuzz is there's no mids.
Right.
It's scooped out. So I have a mids knob on mine to bring those mids back.
Ooh.
And that's why, like, when you hear us live, it just sounds so fucking aggressive. It's just so
yeah, dude.
big.
You
know?
guys are fucking robust,
Yeah, it's a big sound, especially
dude.
for 3 people. It's really big.
and you got to, man, because
Yeah. And he uses
I use a bass muff.
Letcher Harmonics bass muff,
Yeah.
which
muff?
is
The pie with-
it's just like it's a bass big muff,
it's
it's
the
still on the
Russian
Russian.
version.
right?
And so just because I'll explain it here, since you said you're not really familiar with fuzz, so the Russian is more just a thick fuzz sound.
Yeah.
Works great for basses.
Totally.
Works great for guitar too. And his has a bass boost, so he puts on his bass boost,
Oh yeah.
Tight.
and we clash ours together. You know, my Fuzz Roches fuzz mixed with his Electro Harmonics bass muff.
These are beautiful pedals.
Oh yeah, it's great. Works awesome on guitar too. I've played
yeah.
it through it a few
That's
times.
great. Get all your stoner metal in.
Yeah. And then recently, a few months ago, I had Stomp Underfoot. they sent me a pumpkin pie pedal, which is a replica of Billy Corgan's Electro Harmonix Fuzz, op-amp fuzz.
Pumpkin pie. What's with these pedals and pie? Is that like an algorithm that they use? Or?
So Electro Harmonix, when they came out, it had the pie symbol.
Oh.
So it was Big Muff Pie.
Okay. And then this is just...
it's
just a pumpkin Z.
Sounds like Billy Corgan's fuzz tone.
Yeah,
it uses different stuff. So it has an op amp in it instead of transistors.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and it's got just a very gritty, huge
stomp underfoot. Why haven't I heard of this company?
I don't know, but they're great.
Where's that guy out of?
He's from Florida.
Yeah,
but yeah, he heard Captivity. And he's like, hey, really loved your last record. Is it cool if I send you a fuzz? I'm like, yeah.
Hell yeah, you can send me a pedal.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, pick which one you want.
Ask me.
He's like, pick which one you want. And on his website, they're like $250, $300 pedals. And I'm here totally humbled. Like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, you're going to give up this much money just for a little grunge band? You know?
And listen, man, it's exposure for
him. It's
awesome.
Like, yeah, no, it's awesome.
I bet he's stoked because like he probably was in a band too.
Yeah.
At one point, and he probably would have liked a big pedal company who want to like be like, yo, I like you, I dig your shit. Here's pedal. Like
seriously, no, it felt awesome, and we play it sometimes at practice. My Fuzz Roaches is my main one, just because it does pack a little bit more mids, so I can stick out more.
Yeah.
But that one, but the pumpkin pie sounds great.
Sounds amazing. It's like a mushroom cloud of fuzz.
Yeah.
I might fuck with that. My boss at Cold Cuts, like he plays drums predominantly, but he's also like super handy. He's really creative. Like like we rent a practice space, and like we sort of like split the rent and like do it that way. Mm-hmm. And like I'll come into the practice spot, and there'll just be like weird appliances. Like I saw like an old like 80s like alarm clock. Mm-hmm. Like he's just got these like appliances like hanging around. And like I go back to work and I'm like, dude, what's with all like the appliances? Are you like hoarding shit in there? And he's just like, no, dude, those are pedals. And I'm like, what? He's just like, flip it over, like you'll see like the pedal. And I'm like, sure enough, I look and like he's converted like an alarm clock box.
That's crazy.
To a fucking fuzz pedal.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, this, and he's just like, dude, you can just fuck around with it if you want. I'm like, this is sick. Like
that's awesome.
He's like super handy and he can like just build shit. And
that's crazy.
It was literally like an old ass, like it looks like. It has that like sunburst, like how like everything had like a sunburst paneling, a wood grain thing.
Yeah,
it's like that old, and like he made it into like an alarm clock. It's just like, dude, the box that like you would make a pedal with, that you could like custom make a pedal with, is like too expensive.
Right.
So you can just like repurpose like a
That's awesome.
It's just like whatever you want, man. Just like as long as it's got like a structure, and then you can just like wire it and get the motherboard. Yeah.
No, seriously, Fuzz, for me, Fuzz has always just been, I've always loved the tone of it. Especially, I keep going back to this reasoning, but like for a 3-piece, Fuzz just fills everything out.
Totally.
Just because it's just so bloomy and big.
Yeah.
And then mixing with his Fuzz,
totally.
It just clashes together so well.
Totally. Well, you guys got a sick sound.
Thanks, appreciate that.
I really, really would hope if we could play more shows together, like
yeah, of course,
that'd be sick. Like in any capacity, just because like Andros is playing shows. Probably like we're taking like a month or two off from playing shows, only because like we just got a lot of bullshit in our lives. Like our guitar player's like graduating from college. Yeah. He's going away with his family a lot, so it's like we're not going to be available. Mm-hmm. But in July we're doing like shows. We're doing like a weekender. Brandish, we're playing a couple of shows, and like with Brandish it's more like punk oriented. It's like it's sort of like like propaganda, like sort of like skate political punk sort of that kind of thing. So it's a little bit harder, like if you're playing, like if you're on a bill, like dude, hit me up, like
yeah, for sure,
we're down to play shows.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We really should. I'm all about that.
And like we like this town, like Lansdale, like has like some of like the best local shows, and I'm not even like trying to like be like, oh, I'm from here, like no, like we have shows at the Legion, we have shows at, like the Social Club.
Yeah, we've only played that Legion show when you're with Rose Gordon Levitt.
Yeah,
we played that.
That's right. And like they do it like every weekend, at least like, or maybe like every other weekend. I don't know how often they do it, but
I think that's the only time we were here in Lansdale. Pretty sure.
It's a sick town, man.
Yeah.
What's Wilkes-Barre like? Is it like kind of
so right now what's happening is it's kind of, it had like this really big, everybody wanted to go there when like Cafe Metro was around, when Breaking Ben was getting big, and then when Motionless was getting big, and then when Title Fight was getting big. Like everyone wanted to come there. But now it's kind of in a recession.
Yeah.
But we've really been lucky enough.
You guys got to carry the torch, man.
Dude, no, seriously, like
Carry that torch.
We've been really lucky. Like, I don't think people realize like how thankful and humbled we are by like how much love we get. It's crazy. It really is. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
But
You're on Australian radio.
I know, it's crazy. We've been talking about that all day. And so right now, we're kind of seeing it come back. We're seeing people come out to our shows, and it's just crazy. So people are coming back to our area. Now we only play Wilkes-Barre maybe once every 3 months.
Smart.
Because we don't like to oversaturate any market, and so, but it's cool, seeing it grow. We'll play one show and there's 15 people there. We come back 3 months later, there's 35 people there.
That's sick.
You know what I mean? And that's just really cool to see that.
Yeah, this scene is it's really cool to see, like, the fact that like you see the same people, but like you get to see new groups. Like new groups like will start to like hang out and like talk to each other. Yeah. And it's like you can actually see like the word of mouth like in front of you.
I know. And it's insane.
Yeah. And it's like it's cool to witness that.
Yeah. And it still proves that that's still one of the best marketing tools.
And like it just like takes you away from like all that like Facebook bullshit of
Serious.
Like, here's my invite, like come to the show, like let's get these interests into going, and like that's all that just like stupid shit, just like try to make the numbers look good on the outside, when really you just want a fucking kick-ass show. You just want to like you just want people to go, so it's like, hey, listen, this is gonna be a good time.
It's have an experience here, not just the numbers.
When we play a show, we want it to be an experience and just like a fucking party, man. Let's just have fun.
You
know what I mean? We
I want to talk to people. I want to like
as much as we're playing music, we also banter with the crowd and shit.
Totally.
That's what it is. It's an experience. It's having a fun day with people who all are there for the same reason. It's all just a bunch of friends you don't know yet.
Right.
And with the whole Facebook thing, we don't pay to promote posts usually.
Okay.
I totally believe in it because that's like a really good way for Facebook.
It's one good way.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
but
I've used it like once or here and there.
I think it's really good for like big announcements. You know what I mean? Things like that. Now, if we have a little bit of extra band money at the end of the month, we might be like, all right, let's just promote this show.
Totally.
But we made a post to try and get people over to our other pages, like Instagram and Twitter, because we have, I think we're around 2,200 likes on Facebook.
Well, okay.
And so with that, we've only been seeing, though, you post a photo, it's like, here's 5 likes.
Yeah,
and it's
weird.
like, what? And the reach is like 150.
I don't know what that is. That happens with Andros. Like, we have over 1,000.
Yeah.
And when something happens, it's like, you want to post it. But then it's like, well, if I don't boost it, like, it's like I can't post anything on the Andros thing without feeling like I have to boost it for people to see it.
Right. No, totally. It's this
because otherwise it's just like one person, like it's mom, like, hey mom, like
it's
liking our post, mom.
It's a real weird algorithm that Facebook does now because it's so oversaturated with.
They want you to pay though. I think it's like
that's
into the system that you be better off paying.
And that's part of it. That's part of it. But another issue is like, I mean, let's be honest here. Facebook's just a dump for memes.
Yeah, anymore.
Whew. Tell you what.
You know what I mean? Back in the meme war of 18.
Dump for memes. Dude, that's a great way to put it.
So Facebook,
and I fucking scrounge. Like I will pick that shit up for memes. Like
exactly.
I found one today. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. So what it is Facebook kind of like flags these posts and wants to make sure they're actual interesting posts other than just like memes or like dumb shit like that. But within that algorithm, you have to pay to stick out because it's so oversaturated with other shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I totally agree with you, but I'm getting this meme up for you because this is fucking hilarious.
Rarepupper.com.
I'm trying to like
right now.
I don't know if you can read that, but
come on, Alicia. This is my bestest pork.
Oh my god.
Domestication.
You're the reason why Facebook is fucking us.
I'm part of the problem. I'm so part of the problem. Domestication, no breeding. Don't give a heck because they neutered my weenie.
Oh. I don't know whether to laugh or cry at that one.
I just think the picture's funny. They got like a really good picture with that. Oh, what are you doing, man?
I don't know.
That's my precious EP. That's our first EP. He's knocking over my Andros memorabilia.
That's a nice one.
Thanks, dude. I'll give you some free shit.
Oh, nice. Appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. Not that, because that's like...
You wear a large shirt?
I don't wear a large, but I wear a medium.
Would you like a free large?
Sure. Okay. I would love a free shit.
I got you.
A free large. Large Coke? A large what? No.
Yeah, the Winter Temple does you.
I don't know, man. When do you guys gotta get out of here? It's like 5:18.
We got time.
Okay, that's sick.
Let's push it to 5.
Got making 2 hours.
We make a solid 2.
Yeah.
I can do a solid 2.
Yeah, that works for me.
I have nothing going on.
But
But yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Other than
Gear.
memes. Gear, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I was in the market a little bit I was for an amp, and I got that bass breaker. I might need a new guitar though. I've been rocking. You can't see them because they're in their cases. But
Okay.
that's my. Hey, shut up. That's my Strat. And then I have a Les Paul.
Nice.
But I'm thinking about getting a Jag.
You
and that's
should.
what you have.
I do.
Because you rock that Jag like nobody.
Thank you.
And Jags are super nice.
Jags are great.
They make a J Mascis one.
That's a Jazz Master.
A Jazz Master.
Yep.
Okay.
So the difference is, and you can stop me if you already know this, but the difference is, so Jazz Masters have like a P90 pickup, and
Yeah,
that's just like
okay.
a hot single coil.
Mm-hmm.
But for our tone, I like it to be just big and beefy.
Right.
So that's why I go with Jaguars,
Mm-hmm.
because it has the humbuckers.
Right.
Shout out to Railhammer for sponsoring me and giving me free shit,
Boom.
and Reverend for hooking up the dude over here with a bass.
Shameless plug.
Shameless. But no, seriously, I think it depends what you're going for. I mean, if you want more of like a hot single coil sound, I'd say go with a Jazz Master.
Okay.
But if
What
you're
would you-
looking for...
What would you suggest? Do you listen to Citizen?
Yeah, Matt Karakas did our last album.
No way. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You said
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. We've talked.
That. I want like just like a huge like MIDI sound from
Jaguar.
from a Jag.
Jaguar.
Like that's like because like my Strat is cool because it's like got like sort of like a high end like sort of it can pierce through the bass,
Yeah, and that's the single coil's working.
and that's a single coil.
Yeah.
And then my Les Paul can sort of be the opposite of that.
It's a little bit dark, right?
It's a really big body.
Yep.
The neck is really big, and like so I feel like it's like really clunky, but I also use that for BGL because we use that like I keep that in like a low tuning.
Yeah.
We do like drop C sharp for that, so like I always keep it in that tuning, and then my Strat is just for,
So are you...
so because I want to keep my Strat for standard
okay.
for tuning purposes,
So,
and then
so
when
you're
I,
looking for like an even keel.
right, I'm looking for a really good even keel, like
Okay.
something I can keep in drop D because
I
I write a
would-
lot in drop D, and like
Yeah.
I want like that big kind of drop D citizen-y sound.
I would
like,
seriously, and I'm not just plugging it just to plug it, but I would go with a Jag, and
Okay.
I'd pop a rail hammer in it like I have.
pop a Railhammer,
Yeah. Pop a rail hammer humbucker in it.
humbucker. Okay,
Because what it does is it keeps the fullness, but it cuts hard.
sure.
You know, so like I said, you've seen us live. So you can hear everything, and there's still that cut where the guitar comes through, still drives it.
Totally.
But there's that big body behind it too.
Yeah, dude. I need like a big body rhythm
Yeah.
because our guitar player, our lead guitar player Chris, he's a fucking wizard, by the way. He plays an Apollo. Is that what it's called? Hold on. I'm terrible with these names, but I'm gonna bring up a dang old picture of him. Hold on.
Dang old picture.
Or dang old.
Dang old picture.
Hold on. I think I forgot. Post this on the address page with no likes. I don't know why I fucking do it. Post on Instagram, I mean. Let's see. Gonna go to the address page. Here it is. We're going to this. Did it not post? I'm so mad. It didn't even get there. I told Instagram to post it, go through.
Well, it's because of your whole meme obsession over there.
Yeah.
That's probably it. I couldn't get through all the doggo memes.
You're fucking up your own marketing, man.
I know. I'm my own undoing. 'Cause I look at too many memes. Hold on. I'm just gonna show you a picture on my phone. Because like we got these pictures, and what Chris's guitar has a really fantastic tone, but like his is built for leads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and find it. I gotta go to the Andros thing. This is probably really interesting to listen to. It looks like this. I don't know if you can tell from that, but
All right.
I forget what it's called. I wish I could like call him right now. I don't know if it's an Apollo, but
Looks like a G&L.
Mm-hmm. She's got a Fender headstock.
it could be a GNL. But I mean, like, I just want something that's like big that can like kind of have its own presence.
Yeah.
On stage.
I would. So, are you definitely set on getting another guitar, or would you just be okay with just swapping out a pickup?
I mean, like, if I could swap a pickup out like on my Strat.
Yeah.
See,
I would swap it out on your
my Les
Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I would do that, but it depends because I never got down with. I have an Epiphone Firebird that's just in my house.
Okay.
I just strum on it once in a while, but I never got down with like the big baseball bat necks. That's why I love Fender, because they're just so thin and I can just run on them for days.
Firebird. Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick.
But I would recommend if you can hold
Those
off.
are huge. Look at those necks, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball
Big
bats.
old baseball bat.
Woo.
I have big hands, but like still it hurts my hands sometimes.
My God. See, I'm a small guy. That's like I can't go too big with the guitar because then I look like a little. Then I look like a little kid.
See, then I would. Are you comfortable with your Les Paul though?
Sorta, yeah. I mean, like,
does it hurt your hands? Is it a little bit too big of a neck?
Not really. I think sometimes it can get clunky around like the high strings.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing like sometimes I'll do like even though I'm the rhythm player, but like sometimes I'll like go up and play leads.
Yeah.
And sometimes like I don't get a lot of space. I don't have like a lot of room up there because like by the time I get to like the high strings, I'm like falling off the fretboard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like clunky when I get up there, but I don't even use it that much for that. Like what it's used for is like these kind of like low rhythm parts that like that move and so.
I mean, if you have the cash, I would definitely spend the money on a Fender Jaguar.
Okay.
I would definitely do that. But if you don't have the cash, I would say just pop a rail hammer in the bridge of your Gibson or Epiphone Les Paul.
I might do that.
And I can totally get you a deal on a pickup.
Okay.
That's no problem.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What do you work at Guitar Center?
No, man, I'm a sponsored musician.
That's why. I feel you. Well, thanks.
Guitar Center's going out of business.
I heard that. And dude, I've always heard.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about like?
You know what? Like, are
you losing your mind because oh no, the music industry and people don't play guitars anymore?
That's bollocks. That shit's bollocks.
Seriously.
Guitar Center's doing it to themselves.
Whoever's fucking crying wolf about that, like saying like, oh, the music's like that, they're dumb.
No, see what it is, just so I can like get in there real quick. Talking about like popular culture. I'm so tired. I am so tired of people like dissing trap rap and everything and being like, oh, rock and roll music's dead and like all that stuff. It's like, no. That's
a big jump. You went from guitars to trap music.
Here it is. It's like, the thing is that because rock's not really trying anything new, and I think that's why trap got big is because hip hop's still progressing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like hip hop has always been more socially conscious. Well, there's always been a market for socially conscious hip hop.
Yeah.
It's hard to be socially conscious when like you're trying to get like a whole feeling of like rock music and like trying to experiment.
And you could argue like Rage Against the Machine, but that's still hip hop influence.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It's just like it's a different world. Yeah. Like usually people listen to rock music to get away from like the social politics of whatever's going on.
True.
Yeah. Hip hop is to like engage and be educated and be like, what's the perspective? Like, what's this? And like that's what like Tribe Called Quest was about. That was like fucking Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Like that's what that was about. Like and now that we have like guys like Kendrick Lamar and like they they're talking about like what's going on, and now that race is like a big hot button issue.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's like the heyday of Pac.
right? So
You
it's
know
like
what I mean?
there's more listeners, which means that more people are going to get bored with one artist, and they're going to be like, "What's other people saying?"
Mm-hmm.
So there's just more opportunity that way.
That's true too.
So like, and I don't. Whenever, as soon as someone says, "Oh, it's the death of rock music," or "It's the death of this," or "It's the death of that," I immediately tune out. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you're not even fucking using your brain. Like, you're not even thinking about the fact that like generations happen, like generations progress, and what those generations do, they take from like what they heard another generation. Because like we got into music when we were what, like 10, 11?
Yeah.
We were kids. Like
Yeah.
we were kids. We didn't know what we liked. We just knew that we were like, you know, oh, this is
cool.
this is
Yeah.
cool. Like my parents didn't tell me about this, or like you know, like we just kind of dove into whatever. That just like, and then that sort of informed what we know now.
Right.
But at the time, we were like, we don't understand what these adults are doing. We just kind of like it. We like the groove, like we like the whatever. But I mean, like with that, it's like now it's up to us. Like we're in our 20s, going on our 30s. It's like, what do we do? Like, do we carry the torch, you know, to the T of like what our heroes did, or like do we like actually like take risks and like do the things that we want to do, and like make like have this like artistic vision and see it through and be like, let's mix these two crazy ass things together and put them together.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work.
I think taking risk is really the big thing, and we talked about that earlier. You know, like you said, some are just afraid to take it.
Right.
And like I said, you know, I wasn't a fan of Hyperview, but I can totally fucking respect the risk. I can respect that hustle hard.
I respected it like almost like I listened to it and I was like, I like this record. And then people were like, "Oh, I hate this. It's not like Flow Green, and
It's
like
not supposed to be.
It's too shoegazy. It's too this. It's too that." And the more people hated it, the more I liked it, because I was like, "Yeah, you ever feel that way?"
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just like, good. Don't like it.
Yeah.
like
angsty, just like, yeah, this isn't for you.
right.
You know?
like I kind of get what they're doing, so like I'm a little bit more in tune with you know Ned and Jamie and like what they're thinking about, and they're like what they think is good music and what they can vibe on. And I can like this totally like their idea, what they had came across on record really well, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And like other people are like, well, it's not this and it's not
Right.
that. I'm like, good.
It's not supposed to be that.
You can fucking have that shit for your happy birthday. Like I want this. Like
yeah.
So-
No, that's how I was. Because another band I really got heavy into that inspires me a ton. Smashing Pumpkins.
yeah, dude.
You
I was
know?
never a big Pumpkins guy,
Okay.
but I can appreciate. Once again, I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like Siamese Dream's a dope record.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's what I'm getting at is like Siamese Dream was this one record, just incredible. And then they take the risk of here's a double album, here's Melancholy Infinite Sadness.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
How crazy that would have been to just be like,
I think it was like 2 years apart, just a double, you know. And in my opinion, I mean they're both flawless, but they're both so different.
oh yeah.
And it was huge risk, especially a double record.
Yeah.
Come on.
They were totally. I won't deny that they worked really hard and they're really talented guys, and that ensemble was just like efficient and great. But I also think they were also like at the best time to do that.
Yeah,
because
definitely
they were on
they had
this-
the backing,
right?
You know,
they had the backing. The labels were stoked on alternative rock. They were stoked on grungy. This thing,
shoegazy.
this like new thing.
Yeah.
And they were so about it, and they were just like, okay, we can actually we're getting the backing to make the record that we want to make right now. There's nothing holding us back, and people are clamoring for it. So it's like two Stormfronts met, and it was just like boom.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And that's when I listen to that, it's very timely. It's timely of that culture to be like this like grandiose alternative rock
just
thing.
orchestral.
Because, like, yeah, I know. It's
you
just
know?
like, you know, these orchestra arrangements, and all that.
Yeah.
Double album, like 30 songs. It's just
to do it, and obviously, in my opinion,
it's like the fucking White Album, man. Like,
Yeah.
the White Album's like 30 songs.
no,
Like,
seriously. And in my opinion, you know, to do that, to make a double record flawlessly, you know, just it just flows.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have this orchestral symphony, and then all of a sudden, you fucking have Zero. You know,
because it doesn't matter. It was a moment.
Yeah.
It was that moment in time that it was just like, yeah, well, you know, this song kind of isn't as good as this song, but like, man, that's part of that moment. That's part of that fucking piece of time that like was just then, because they captured that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
and no one can deny them that. Like, you can say like, oh, it's not my thing, but I can recognize as someone who likes music as like, those guys got an opportunity and they took it, and they worked hard to get to that level.
Oh yeah.
And they were just like, let's just fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
Lay it all out, all the cards out on the table. And this is like, in my opinion, that's the last good Pumpkins record. Adore's okay.
Yeah.
But
would
I think
say
like,
the last
but honestly, think about it. Like,
incredible. Yeah.
Melancholy is just like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
really good. Like,
Yep.
So,
And, you know, I think with our EP, like I said, you're one of the super few who have heard it because we didn't want to leak it out. You know,
exclusive.
yeah, you know, we took some risks with it, but I think we did it in a really good fashion.
You guys did really well.
Thank
And
you. And we have to.
songs are good. The production's good.
Thank
like,
you.
I'm just stoked to see how people react to it. Like, because
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Awesome.
But definitely, and like, it's got that really heavy, dirty sound.
See,
that,
that's
like, I
that's what
really
we're trying to. Thank you, but that's what we're like trying to bring back because I feel like it's kind of crossed over with where quote unquote grunge music is now, where it's gotten a lot softer. You know, it's kind of like
It's gotten more
like
alty, like, yeah.
right, like a soft grunge, or you can even call it like shoegazy. It's more in the shoegazy realm now,
Right.
than where it has been. So we kind of pulled the reins back a little bit, and
Yeah.
we're like, okay, this is what it sounded like if Alice in Chains just came out.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for 2018, of course, with different voices and all that,
Or if Bleach dropped, like,
in 2018,
right.
you know what I mean?
Totally.
So we all pulled from
Cycles,
our
man.
inspirations. Yeah, you know, so we're
30 years on.
so we're really just seeing what the reaction is. You know,
Dude, I'm stoked
I
too.
think that'll be really
I
fun.
think people are gonna like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, back to gear real quick. I guess we can tell you what we run live
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah. What's your rundown?
So I'll do mine and then Kevin. Dude, you can take it over.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So
dude.
live, I run two 412s live.
Okay.
I have one next to his bass cab, and then I have one over wherever I am, left
So,
or right.
so you split them up on the stage. Like,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And that's a really good trick, just for everyone listening who's in a 3-piece. It's a really good trick. Just
It makes it seem like there's two guitar players
right.
and
Yeah.
because
So
two different spaces.
very
and,
sonic stereo sound.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then his bass just clashes really well with it. And so I run that. I have a Mesa 412 and an Avatar 412.
Okay.
And the Avatar I got from Chris Swanson.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My buddy Swanson.
Yep. I bought
He's,
that from
he's
him.
my neighbor, man. He lives right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He lives like down the street,
Throwing Agas.
Yeah.
which I do.
I bought that from him. And then my head is a Friedman Runt 50 watt.
A Freeman 150 watt.
50 watt.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Friedman, what it is, it's like a hot Marshall.
Gotcha.
Really hot JCM 800.
Solid state.
No.
Oh, it's a tube.
All tubes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And Friedman actually sponsors me now.
Nice.
Yeah. So that
Dude,
was
we'll
really.
get you on all the sponsorships.
No, seriously, the day that they sponsored me, I cried because Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains is sponsored. Dave Grohl is sponsored by them. I don't know, maybe.
Jesus Christ, you're like Joe Tremonti. Like,
It's crazy, man. No, it's awesome. It's so humbling. It's crazy. And so I run that for my head. Then my pedals, you know, I have the Fuzzrocious Intertemple pedal. And then I
Custom
have
made.
Custom made. You're making me sound like such a
gotta
dick.
throw it in there. I gotta tease you, man. I gotta tease you about it.
So, and then after that, you know, I have Electro-Harmonix, Small Clone, Chorus, and my reverb's a Boss RV500.
Sick.
Which is just like a ton of different reverbs that I use for different songs. And what else do I use? Fender Jaguar with the rail hammer and the humbucker. And I have everything blocked off. I just use the bridge the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And what else do I use? Do you know?
I was on that bridge pickup too, man.
Yeah, for real. It's just so easy live.
Yeah.
You got
You know.
MXR chorus and phaser?
Oh, I have an MXR phaser too.
Oh, okay.
Just to give it a big like boost to my solos.
Totally.
And I push my fuzz.
What's that pedal that goes?
That's my phaser. Oh
Yeah.
no,
That's
that's my reverb.
That's your verb?
Yeah,
Okay.
that drops us out from Show Me into the interlude that we do.
Okay.
Yeah, and then into your favorite
But
season.
do you automate that, or like how does that like, or you just have you just have it set to that slapback of
Yep.
that like
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll turn it on like right at the end of Show Me, and then I'll turn it off quick,
Notes and
and
Yeah.
then when we do the bounce, right at the end of Show Me, it goes off and you hear it trail. And it'll just sound like it's shutting down.
Oh, you shut it off.
Yep.
And that's the
And it trails down.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And then the MXR phaser I have for solos, and then I push my fuzz with a Turbo Rat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to have just a regular Rat, but we swapped. Him and I swapped pedals.
Swap and spit.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we always do. It's crazy what happens when we see each other naked.
Yeah, you get pedals.
Yeah. We live together.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
I can tell.
yeah. We hold hands a lot.
Yeah.
We save water, shower together.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the only way.
It's yellow watermelon.
How about you? What's your rig look like?
spoon.
Oh, what's my rig looking like these days? Well,
Yo, what's up, dude? What's your dude rig?
my dude
Your
rig.
dude
is,
rig.
Well, I'm running.
Tell them what the name of your fans are.
Well, they're goons.
Dude and the goons.
The
Dude and his-
goons.
The dude goons.
Of
Of course it is.
course. What else would it be?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck else it would be.
He's gonna open up his own smoke shop here soon.
Yeah. Dudes, dubes.
Yeah,
Can I get 2 dude tubes, please?
duties,
Come
doobies.
right up. I'll get number 2.
Can I get a duty doobies and an extra special one for the lady? It's our anniversary.
What am I running? I've got a SVT3 with a 610 bass cab. Just running 1, unlike this guy. Running 2 over here. One day I'll be there.
You get the illusion of 2 bass players.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, I need that.
All the cool bands have 2
Big
bass
Bottom?
players.
Is that
Big-
the Spinal Tap song?
Yeah, Big Bottom. Big Bottom.
Alright, I'm running
Heavy duty.
Oh yeah.
Talk about your sponsorship. Hey, talk about your sponsorship.
Totally sponsored by Reverend.
Everybody's sponsored but me. You
Yeah,
hate
I'm running
this.
a Reverend Thunder Gun.
Thunder Goon.
Thunder Dude.
The Thunder Goon,
Yeah.
affectionately
That's
named.
a SIG model.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet bass. It's got some big old chunker. I can like call them close to an Ernie Ball style, like big mags pickup, but
Okay.
it's a great bass. Running a bass Big Muff, which we already talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
A Cockfight. Great
Yep.
pedal.
You gotta talk about the cock real
yeah,
quick.
the cock.
Is there a dude cockfight?
Soon. It's in works. I got to talk to her.
I think that would be sick.
That's just
Custom made
that's,
dude cockfight.
That's just called the flaccid fight.
The flash. It's called the Wimpy.
Call it the drooper.
Yeah. No, that's
The
when
dude droop.
slapback comes off.
Yeah,
It's my droop pedal.
you use that in captivity, right?
Yeah, I use the
Yeah.
cockfight in captivity. It's a great pedal. Cockwa.
Yeah, it's like a wah.
Cockwa?
Stuck in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like just having a wah stuck in a certain level.
yeah.
Definitely.
And then I'm running a Bass Soul Food, which is a great overdrive pedal.
Oh, soul food's great.
Yeah, I recommend the Bass Soul Food more than I do the
Yeah,
regular.
it actually sounds better
Really?
than the guitar
Yeah,
one.
I've never-
because you carry the bottom.
I've never seen a bass player use soul food.
Really?
No,
It's a
I've always
bass
seen
soul
guitar
food.
player.
It's made for bass.
Right,
It
yeah.
has,
Oh.
like a decibel, like a limiter on it. You can
Yeah,
change
limiter.
Yeah.
for the passive or active. But I recommend it for guitar actually, like because
I've always seen it on guitar.
Yep.
A buddy of mine got a soul food. A buddy of mine, Ken, who's like an amazing guitar player. He's in a Primus cover band.
Sweet.
I used to be in a Primus cover band.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
I used to play
awesome.
drums in a Primus cover band.
Oh man,
They're the best.
He loves Wes Claypool.
oh, I love Les Claypool. What bassist doesn't love
Yeah.
Les
Yeah.
Claypool? If
You're-
you're a
I don't know.
You're not in the club.
I don't know why. I don't know why I said Wes, but Les. Yeah.
Yeah, Wes Claypool.
Weston Claypool.
Name it Wes.
for Claypool.
No, you're not in the club of bass players. You don't like Les Claypool.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
Not a fucking
play
club.
bass
I went
and
with
not
a.
know.
I was in school with a kid called Weston Woodrig.
Oh, I think I know that.
You remember Weston Woodrig? Maybe I was thinking about him real quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weston
I actually
Woodrig.
went to basic
Woodrig.
with his cousin.
Woodrig.
Woodrig.
Actually,
Yeah?
basic with his cousin.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy. You know, small world.
Pie tastes better with Woodrig.
No, mine tastes better than
Woodrig.
Muff.
That's sick, man.
Harmonix just paid.
My rig is pretty much just a TC electronic tuner. I got Hall of Fame reverb.
Nice.
I got Boss Distortion. I think it's
Okay.
like an M5. I
Yeah.
think it is. And Flashback 4.
Cool.
Flashback 4.
Flashbacks are good.
Yeah.
I love my Flashback. I still am trying to like work out the kinks on like what I can use it for because like I want to use it like to like loop shit, but I'm mostly using it just for like the delay purposes.
Yeah,
Because
it's hard to get a loop to work in a live setting.
yeah, it's tough,
Yeah.
and because I don't really need it. I don't really need the looping. I
Yeah,
really like.
yeah.
I need it for like the delay.
More of a belief.
But like I got it like as for like a steal at the George's down here.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a George's Music? It's like a kind of like a local franchise.
Okay.
That's cool.
There's one right here in North Wales on the street, and there's one in Spring City. Have you ever played Chaplin's?
Yeah, we played there once.
There's literally a George's Music right across the street.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
Which
right.
is
Yeah,
cool.
I think I'm kind of familiar. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my modest rig.
Cool. That's all you need.
That like, you know, I'm just like, this is why I do stuff like this, is because like I want to learn about gear.
Steal our stuff.
You're gonna mug me for my shit.
He's writing notes. He's like, first I need a fuzz. Lots and lots of fuzz.
Ferocious. Droopy cock.
You can
That's for later.
Get a hold of Fuzz Roach. Just be like, hi, do y'all have the droopy cock?
And they're like,
Oh wait, my notes are totally wrong.
and they're like, we're calling the police. Like, fine, do it. Sir, this is the wake and bake. I'll get 2 mac and cheeses.
Duties doobies.
This is doobie duties. Dude, that's sick.
Shit.
It was good times.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Who else are you playing with tonight? What are the other bands? Quiz time. What are the other bands you're playing with? I always forget. He's checking his phone.
In case you weren't trying to make me.
This is a test, motherfucker.
In case you weren't trying to make me sound like an asshole enough with all the sponsorships, you're like, yeah, so who you playing with? Do you even fucking know Rockstar? Holy shit.
Listen, man, we all can't be big
Oh
time
my
like you,
God.
man.
We can't all work with Citizen and
We're citizen. We're too big to hang with the
Guitar sponsor, drip sponsor, your pedals.
custom pedals.
hold on.
I honestly didn't expect you not to know.
I would have
Hold on.
expected.
Okay. This is actually funny. Doyle and the Doobs.
No, dude.
Doyle and the Doobs, Crookshanks, and Second Suitor.
Second suitor.
Yeah.
News.
Oh my god, I know where they like. Breaking news: Vern Troyer. Oh no!
No, are you serious?
Vern Troyer's dead.
Oh.
God damn it!
Avicii just died yesterday.
Avicii died. Yo, Barbara Bush.
Oh no.
I don't care
They
about
go in
Barbara Bush.
threes.
Yeah, Barbara. She was fucking old.
They go in
But-
threes.
Yeah.
Dude, Vern Troyer.
Holy shit.
Damn,
Oh,
Barbara Bush
no.
took out 2 good people.
And we were gonna
Wow.
end on such a high note.
Yeah. Wow.
Just,
I mean, you have an exclusive now.
yeah.
It's like this just in.
You cut out the rest of the interview and this just in.
This will air in 2 weeks.
This just in. Fuck at her temple. Vern Troyer's dead.
And now for the interview portion. Oh, that sucks, dude.
God, that really does suck.
I was thinking the
Isn't
other
it
day.
crazy how much you get?
You
Like
ever
in
see that surreal life where he's pissing
Yeah,
in his fucking
yeah.
Oh my god, this is a real life.
Isn't it crazy though? Like how much of a connection you get to people you don't know.
No, yeah.
You know.
Dude, I just watched a thing on YouTube.
Oh.
Vern
Where he,
Troyer.
unboxed the new Tesla.
Yeah.
Freaking whole
He
car.
seemed like such a sweet
Oh,
person.
he's such a good dude.
Vern Troyer's died. They're not giving the cause of death.
Well, I don't think his life expectancy is,
Well, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, he probably just
Well, he
an illness just probably hit him, and it was just
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it for him. Yeah. When you're
Oh, that's
oh
the
my god,
Ludacris
I just
video.
pulled up the Ludacris pic. Oh my god.
Number 1 spot.
Ludacris posted this. Rip Vern Troyer, aka Mini Me. You made it to that number 1 spot. Glad we got to make history together. He said goon too soon. Hashtag goon too soon.
They're talking about the
Get
dude.
out of here.
They knew it.
They're talking
God
about the
damn it.
dude. Goon.
Stupid ads on the Vern Troyer obituary.
Yeah.
Fuck ads on Vern Troyer obituaries.
I was just talking to somebody the other day about how the first Austin Powers movie is like one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so
movies
good.
ever. Oh my god.
I would say that and
I quote it all the time.
that and Dumb and Dumber, the first one.
The Dumb and Dumber I actually didn't see until much later in my
Really?
adult
Okay.
life. Yeah.
Really? I grew up with that.
Yeah.
I grew up with like
4.
And the early 90s Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I was a kid, it was all about Austin Powers
Yep.
and like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I was so about
Yeah.
the Happy Gilmore, like Billy Madison, like those Adam Sandler movies. But I didn't get.
SNL films were good when I was a kid too. Like
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, yeah.
Wayne's World, Superstar.
Superstar was good.
Wow, you're pulling out the big stops.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What's that? Night of the Roxbury?
Night of the Roxbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Superstar.
Superstar. I really liked Stuart Saves His Family. I really liked It's Pat. Wow, these are really obscure.
Yeah.
By the way, those two movies are always said to be like the worst movies ever made because they were characters from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't carry.
Tried to adapt it into a movie and it just was dog shit.
Yeah.
Like
It's hard to pull that off.
It's Pat was like this like awful character that I forget who the actress was.
Is this like 80s?
This was like the 90s.
Early
I want to say early 90s. I think her name was.
Roxbury and all them.
This was before that, yeah. I think it was Julia Sweeney, but she had the fucking bit was that her character was Pat, and like you couldn't tell whether it was a boy or a girl.
No.
Like he
That
like
was the whole
it
issue.
it rode the line of like, you know, what is a boy, and they made it into a movie, and it was like it's like literally like the worst movie.
Yeah, that's no
Like,
topic.
like we said earlier, how do you think? Not to compare that to Gigi Allen, but how do you think that carried in 2018?
Probably
I don't know.
Pretty well.
Some
think
gender
so?
fluid
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't
Look at
that?
Stefan carried. Bill Hader pulled that off.
Stefan, I mean, like Stefan was just effeminate though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he was
that's true.
obscene to the utmost.
Right, but that's acceptable at least to most people because
But
like
being
it's
androgynous isn't.
no, I mean like it would. I mean like now, I mean like it
androgynous
would-
is just having like what, like a
Just being
mixture
kinda
of female.
right.
and
I mean
male.
like
fine.
even if it's Pat was out today, like it wouldn't be like. It would just be panned as bad. It wouldn't be like offensive because like I would understand like if a character was like saying like I don't know. I would understand if people got like really like upset like if they made fun of like outwardly someone who's gender fluid.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like I don't know like
Totally,
if someone's like if someone's portraying just like a strange like weird character
Yeah.
that just happens to be like gender fluid, I don't think people would make that connection because like not most gender fluid people are like that. They just
Yeah.
had like this weird
of
idea.
course, yeah.
With like now, if it looked more modern, like if it was like a modernized version where it looked like people that you would see as like
on the street,
LGBTQ and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like if it was something that was like closer to what we know and recognize,
Yeah.
this fucking Pat character that Julia Sweeney came up with has not like it just look. Yeah, I'll pull this fucking thing up. Like it's Pat.
So you wonder though, like how.
This would have no semblance in today's world.
You
Like,
wonder though, like how with like I guess the best way I could say is like with Eminem, how he can still keep saying like, you know, FAG and shit like that.
like look, it's just like this fucking goofy character.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that now.
They made it into a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Looks like Andy Milonakis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this like yeah,
I thought it was Andy Milonakis for a second.
it's just this stupid character that like this woman, it was a woman. So like
There's too much cocaine going through the movie studios.
Oh my God,
Early
yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're trying to
yeah.
they're trying to capitalize with like Wayne's World and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what
once
I mean?
Wayne's World hit, it was just like
Yeah.
all bets are off.
Free-for-all.
Yeah.
And Austin Powers was not a Saturday Night Live character.
No.
No.
He was just
That's
Mike
all
Myers
Mike
left, and he was
Myers
just
wanted
like, yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
do that.
But yeah, it's crazy to think about, you know, now that we discussed it. I think it'd go over well in a certain way. But like you still wonder in 2018, like I said,
I think I gave her a pizza
How-
last night.
how do some people still get away with like saying certain shit? Like Eminem can still say like FAG, you know what I'm saying? And like no one really bats an eye.
I haven't listened to Eminem. Is he still doing that? Is he still
Yeah.
like how
In a musical
how bad is he now? Because like I know like
No,
I
he's
know
way
how,
toned down.
Yeah, like that I know. Like
Yeah.
I know he used to be way fucking worse.
Yeah.
Because like Marshall Mathers LP is like
Oh my god.
you can't get more offensive than that
No.
shit. Like it's because it's not just like,
doing his mom saying FAG, fucking.
It's not that. It's not just that, but it's like
Oh my
he's
God,
he's talking
yeah.
about white culture. He's talking about that's the first time like a white guy was that obscene because like
That's- yeah.
because like you know in the 90s when it was like the Wu-Tang Clan, they were the first like really kind of profane. Public Enemy was sort of profane. They were just more provocative.
See, but
because they're trying
Eminem
to,
took that shit fucking.
yeah, and then like
To a
and then
crazy level.
Wu-Tang Clan was the first ones that were like super profane, like just like right off, just like you know, no shameless. But like somehow that was, you know, that became sort of the standard because it was like hip. It was like black community. It was like hip hop culture, and it's just like that just kind of became like how they were feeling. When a white guy started doing it, it was just crazy. People were freaking out. Like it was like, you know, because now it's like this can get to white kids now.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This can get to our nice little cushy white suburbia
Right, yeah.
community. This can penetrate something that we thought, you know, couldn't be penetrated. That's what I mean. Like, that's why that was just like, and it was like arguably more offensive. So like, even with that, it was like,
Yeah. See, but that's how I'm wondering, like,
How
you know,
he can get away
how
with
he
that?
can still get away with it.
I guess just in an art.
Is it just because he's on a certain level? Like,
it's
you're
certain
untouchable
level.
at a certain level?
I mean, like, and we come to expect it.
Yeah.
It's true. I
He
guess,
he built his empire off of it. So I mean,
Yeah.
to do anything otherwise would be not like him. It would be
Well, yeah, we'll see where that gets him.
right, and
Yeah.
like his fans sort of depend on it. So I mean, like, if you're Eminem and you propose a record that's like any bit wholesome or like, you know, anything like this, like kind of toned down. I think that's why he does so many guest spots
Yeah.
on other people's records, or like, you know, like on a Rihanna song or whatever, Ed Sheeran. Like he'll do like a guest spot, and that's his like, you know, it'll be like the hardest thing on the radio because Eminem's a part of it.
Right.
But even with that, like, you know, he's a bit more, he can like, you know, be socially conscious and like, I don't want to say wholesome, but like he doesn't have to be fucking grotesque.
Yeah.
And he can spit bars and he can like do all that. But on his record, it's like all bets are off. It's like, you know, I'm saying fuck you to this guy and fuck this politician, fuck Donald Trump now. And
Yeah.
it's like, then he's going all out.
Hillary Clinton.
Right.
FAG this, you know, that.
He still says fag? Like he still says FAG?
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't understand how that's, like, still something
I
that...
thought South Park figured this out, and we could say that.
I think-
Except if it isn't.
I think it's because it's old chestnut with Eminem because he's already been on the chopping block for that, for saying that. So I mean, like, it's like most people are like, well, I wouldn't be the people that are adverse to that word like at all times, which should be everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
But like the people that like are sort of policing that and are looking for it and you know, like actively like seeking like who says it and who doesn't. When Eminem says it, they're just like, well, Eminem's old now. He's like sort of out of the game at
irrelevant,
least.
I guess.
At
in
least
your
slightly.
context.
He can still make records and he can
And
still be on the radio.
and I guess
but-
you're also desensitized from it now.
Yeah.
Since his first two records were just constant. Every single song. You know what I
But
mean?
if maybe like Justin Bieber said it, like it'd be
my
like,
God.
whoa,
True,
we
true.
haven't even like this hasn't been a discussion yet. Like,
True.
could Justin Bieber be this way? Is this how he is? Like, should people listen to his records anymore? And like, you know, so it's like if it becomes like this like new thing that we know about a person that like, oh, well, he said this side, like this is an example. So it's like, what do we make of this?
Yeah.
With Eminem, it's like we have all the examples in the world, and he's already been on the chopping block for it.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's just Marshall.
Right. Pretty much.
It's like your crazy fucking grandfather.
Right. It's
You know
like,
what I mean?
it's
It's,
him.
it's granddad.
Right, but like
if
a
at the
newer
same
artist
time-
came out, like then it's
Yeah.
a bigger deal because they have this whole career ahead
Yeah.
of them, and you know it's like slippery slope time. It's like if he
Yeah.
does this now, like what's he capable
Yeah.
of? So
It's crazy because, like, at the same time, like I said, like, oh, it's just old granddad. Still, if granddad says that, fuck granddad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
but he's too old to change now. Like
yeah, I guess you can feel that way and be like, yo, granddad, fuck yourself.
just let him be racist, I guess. Like, you know.
Oh, see, no, I'd still say fuck granddad.
Oh, you can still do that, but I mean, like, we're not gonna have an intervention for Grandpa.
No, yeah, you can't change with the old dog. Can't ditch new old dog with new.
We know you grew up in like a really stressful, segregated time
Yeah.
for America. But we really need you to catch up here. I know you're
Yeah.
on death's door,
Yeah. Please do it fast, granddad.
but we need you to be socially
You
conscious.
racist asshole. Please die already, granddad.
Your millennial grandparents, your millennial grandkids really need you to step up here. We're really disappointed at you, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Now enjoy your retirement money. Whew.
Oh man.
That's a good talk, guys.
Yeah, it was.
You think I'm going to wrap it up?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, we've been talking for a good while. What's the name of your record?
Burden. The newest one?
Yep.
Burden.
Burden.
Yep.
And that's coming out soon.
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 TBA.
It's April 21st now. I want to see it in no less than a month and a half.
All right, tell the record labels.
Okay. I'll get on the phone. I'll get on the horn.
Sweet.
Get this fucking shit sped up.
Yeah. Yo. You don't know me, but I know you. Inner Temple's new album. Get it out.
I know people, and I know people who know people. But that'd be sick, dude.
And they're coming.
I mean, I've listened to most of it, and I'm really stoked for it, man.
Thank you.
Wish you guys the best.
Thank you so
Good luck
much.
tonight at your show.
Thank you.
We got Dustin and Kevin.
This is the dude.
Dustin and the Dude. You guys sound like a radio show. You're listening to Dustin and the Dude.
You're listening to Dustin and the Dude. WAYYYY.
On
FRZ.
Intertemple Radio. Well, that's it. Later on.
Peace.